Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Koobalings, welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast, a Switch 2 and some Cracker Jacks. I'm joined here with Delvin and Donnie like I am every week to have the final show before the NS2 Direct. You guys starting to feel hype? I started to feel hype this week. I looked at my calendar and I was like, oh my gosh, that is really soon.
It's happening.
It's happening. I feel like we had such a slow January and February. And it's already March 23rd, and
9 days, 22 hours.
It's in just a little bit over a week.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm so excited. How are you guys feeling?
Good.
Pretty.
Did you watch Curb last night or something?
No, I want to watch it. I haven't watched the last season yet. I missed that show so much.
I'm good. I've got this stylish new hairdo.
I love it.
You guys see?
I love it. The haters were hating, but fuck them.
Fuck them. They can hate it. Like, they hate us because they ain't us. All right?
Exactly.
Right? So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not my fault you guys aren't fly enough to have some sweet-ass pink Kirby headphones.
I think they're great. I think they look very lovely.
Have you seen these? Did you see, like, the announcement of the product or anything?
No.
I saw when you brought it up.
Check out the headband.
Wait, that's so good.
Dope.
It has a design on the inside.
I like that.
That's very good.
I was like, I gotta have them. So.
I got some Silent Hill 2 ones like that for I want to say $8 at GameStop.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sure these will be $8 soon. They're very cheap.
Yeah.
I was probably the first order for them because I was like refreshing and then like signed up for alerts and stuff for them. Because when I saw them, like I was like, I gotta have them. And
who makes them?
Power A. They were $23.
Power A makes some good stuff.
So they might not be the best audio quality.
They're definitely not
They
the
are
best.
So cute.
So cute. They're so stylish. Doesn't
so
matter.
Adorable. I love
Plus,
it.
I'm using them for.
I'm
using them for this. I'm not using them to listen to music or anything. Like
you don't need to hear my voice in like amazing.
It's just Delvin's voice.
Quality audio.
I don't need to hear Delvin any better than I already.
Exactly. You don't need to hear me in HD. He hears me enough. It's okay.
They look great. We have a lot. You were typing in questions like as we were signing on to the show here.
Today.
We have like 17, and some of them have multiple parts. That
it was funny because we didn't have a lot, and then I reminded everybody. I was like, "Hey, just remember, this is our last show until the direct." And then the questions flooded in. They're like, "Oh, wait, whoa, we're not going to have another show."
I mean, that's a good point. I see that they're asking things that I think are good things to talk about. So we'll get there. Because the news is pretty late.
Yeah.
But I as usual, I don't have a whole ton of gaming things to talk about.
Damn it, Rebecca.
I know. Donnie, you're the only one that's playing games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not playing any games that anybody cares about, though. I feel guilty, too. I don't feel guilty. It feels different. This feels like a different year for me or something. Like, I don't know what. It's like something happened, but I went from always playing like whatever was coming out for years and years and years to now I'm playing shit that's like, I'm buying games I didn't even hear of that came out 4 or 5 years ago. And I'm like, this is what I'm playing. Obscure, nobody cares about game.
That's okay.
I know it's okay. It just
feels find some hidden gems that way.
It just feels weird.
For me, I feel like I'm in a very much transition period right now where it's like the transition not only for the new console, like Switch is going out, NS2 is coming in. Josh was just down in North Carolina, came up, he brought up all the rest of his stuff, put half of it in a storage unit, moved the rest in our 900 square foot apartment with a mattress behind me. We're switching out my bed with his bed because it's bigger. Yeah, there's a lot going on in my tiny space right now.
I appreciate that her house looks like my house usually looks. Big ass mattress in the
It's
back. And
all over. Frisk is like, what is going on? There's like not enough space to like walk around as we're like starting to figure out spots for his stuff. Still trying to see if we can get that extra bedroom unit upstairs. Fingers crossed. I got a pre-approval for a loan, so the next
Nice.
step is just checking out the place while they're here, because they've like officially moved, so they're not here all the time anymore. Making sure that there's nothing wrong with it, getting it inspected. You know, so it's very much a transition time, like
Frisk
in a
is
lot of
like,
ways.
Bitch, I'll never forgive you for this.
No, I think he kind of likes it, because he's like climbing all over boxes, and he's like,
yeah.
you know, he has all of his stuff
Toys.
like wrapped in like plastic and like bubble wrap and stuff. And Frisk thinks like, oh my gosh, you brought this plastic for me to chew on, because he has a problem. He has a strange plastic addiction. I'm gonna put him on that show, My Strange Addiction, because he like chews plastic.
All my cats do that.
Why?
TikTok tells me,
Why do they do that?
TikTok tells me it's like there's like it's like a sensitive teeth thing, and they sell like specific toys for them to chew on. They're like,
I provide so many toys for him to chew on,
like
but
some-
it's
there's like
plastic is like
some-
what he likes.
yeah, there's some rope. There's some TikTok rope that has like something in it that satisfies that TikTok keeps trying to sell me.
Oh, TikTok
my
tries to
cats
sell
do
me
the same
everything.
thing.
They try to sell me cat trees. They try to sell
Oh, they got me.
everything.
They got me this past weekend.
What'd you get?
I bought Melissa some sexy stuff.
Off a
I
TikTok shop.
respect it.
Yeah. Yep. I was high. It was like 2 a.m, and I was like, yeah, I need that. She needs that.
That's usually how transactions work.
It's so funny because it's like so not her. It's like it's very much like some horror metal like type of, not like lingerie, but like
It's for you.
like PJs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donnie.
Yeah, it's got like the skull hands that like hold the boobs and stuff, and the thing. I was like, absolutely.
He is going
She
to be
needs
enjoying
these.
it.
She needs this.
Of course.
I agree.
Like her life isn't complete without this.
Get that 40% off on the TikTok shops.
Oh yeah, it was like $8.
Even
Frisk
better.
has jumped up because he's able to jump up on the top of my shelves. So he has stood on the top of the mattress there last night. You can see kind of where he slid down the whole thing, because it's kind of at an angle. So we're setting up the bed today so that he will not have that anymore.
He's
He
like
likes
Zorro
to be
in
up
that
high.
house.
Yeah, it's
Catman. Just hanging up on stuff. I respect it.
yes. He likes his verticality. So when I'm able to do whatever I want in my house that I own with the money that
Sure.
I make with the job that I work, I will add like cat shelves to the walls so that he can so he can climb up high.
Do you have the window platforms?
Like the kind that you like suction cup to the windows.
Yeah.
No, but I probably should get those. He probably like I used to have,
have
those
them-
for my old cats, and they would like fall off, the suction cup ones.
Oh wow.
Maybe my
I
cats
have
are
them.
fat.
I've had them for years. I have them in every window of the house.
You have
Really?
overweight cats.
Every one of my bookshelves.
Frisk isn't overweight though.
Every one of my bookshelves or like tall shelves, there's a cat bed on top of it. We also have the I'm sure you've seen them, like the platforms, like the jungle gym that you can like mount on the wall.
That's what I want to get for him when I
We
can-
have those too
Yeah.
in our living room of all things. So our cats are constantly like running up the wall or living in a window or up on top of the bookshelf. My father-in-law, he tells it a lot better than me, but when he tells other people, I have no idea what his friends think our house is like, but I've heard him talk about our house to his friends, and he's like, it's crazy. They've got cats falling out of the ceilings. It's like, what? But that's what he tells people, because he walked by one day and a cat jumped down in front of him and it spooked. He was like, what?
It's like, where did it come from? Came out of the ceiling tiles. No, his cat tree is like, we have a sliding glass
Kyle,
door.
that's what I thought it was when we started. I thought she was setting up some sort of Twitch stream.
It
Sorry to
does,
interrupt you,
yeah.
Rebecca.
No,
but
that's
yeah.
okay. It does, because when it was like this, it did look like a screen. But
Yeah, I was like, yeah, she's been streaming.
no. No, he has his cat tree next to the sliding glass door, so he's able to like jump up there and like kind of look outside from there. That's
Nice.
his spot. But yeah, it's a mess right now, and definitely the next place will be like his house. Like everything will be because of him. He's the child that we spoiled.
I appreciate that. That's that. You worked hard.
To give my cat a better life.
Took out this loan.
Yes.
Give this cat the life she never
Give the
had.
cat a house.
The only reason I go to work every day is to give my cat a better life.
Yeah.
That's true. And then my
Not
mom,
yourself.
it's her grand cat, so she spoils him. Every time she comes over to visit, she brings treats and something else for him. So like sometimes it's like a new cat bed or like, new like catnip or like a little
Wish my
toy or
mother-in-law did that.
something, and always new treats.
My mother-in-law complains because my cats yelled at her when she was here.
Well, it's because you have kids. You have she has real grandkids.
She's like, why do the cats keep meowing so loud? I'm like, they're hungry.
Yeah.
She's like, I already fed them. I'm like, they're still hungry.
My
That
mom
doesn't mean
knows.
anything.
Feed them again.
My
It
mom
doesn't
knows
mean
that this is
anything
the
to
best
them.
she's gonna get. So this
That's
gotta
That's
cope
how
with
that
that.
usually works for kids.
She starts taking like Kmart photos with Frisk and stuff for the
Yes.
house.
Yes, she has pictures of him like on her fridge. That's great. That's great. So that's my gaming news for this week. That's what I've been up
Good
to.
stuff.
Yeah.
Life, the game.
Yep.
It's a hard game, Rebecca.
It is.
I don't like Souls likes. You can leave that shit to yourself.
Facts.
It stinks because when you die in this game, you don't
Yeah.
respawn.
No, it's a Souls like life sim, and I am not here for it.
Facts.
That would actually be a really funny like mix of genres. Like a Souls like life sim.
Oof.
I don't think I would do that.
You almost die every time you walk, and you own like some bells to the bank. You still like absolutely not.
Well,
Every time you die, your loan goes up.
That could be like your gritty type of like Animal Crossing game where like,
Goodness.
you get evicted and you have to start
Final
selling
boss
drugs.
Tom Nook.
and-
Each
Yeah.
time you die, you pass on that loan to the next generation. So
Yeah.
you don't respond as yourself.
The
you respond as
creditors
your
don't.
kid.
They're like, nah, this is yours. You don't tell them about it either. They just get it assumed to them. They're like, what the?
Yeah.
Oh,
I need to ghetto Animal Crossing. This needs to happen. We need an indie dev.
You need
to
an
make
indie
this
developer
happen.
to do it.
God, it could make millions. It's right there for the taking.
Hey, I guess Cult of the Lamb is kind of close to like a Souls like life sim. What would you say? Maybe.
Not Souls like, not at all. It's
No?
roguelike life sim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a little run, and you get your little sword, and you run
Yeah.
through a little thing, and you get your stuff. But it's definitely not like Souls like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Getting closer though.
What are you up to, Mega Man?
Just working, man. I've been busy as hell. Like I'm now fixing stuff up for the house. I'm getting my deck all fixed up. I bought a privacy screen for my deck.
Nice.
Nice.
So magic can happen.
On the deck.
Yeah, why the fuck not? It's my house.
not?
You're
Fuck I
gonna
wanna
get
do.
a hot tub or something, or just the deck? Just on the deck, you can get some furniture or something.
It's furniture on the deck.
Okay, all right.
a
Well,
ca-
you didn't say that. You just said the deck.
Yeah, but I
You
thought
had me
knew that.
thinking you were like making pallets or some shit out on the
No.
deck. Like,
I think I've told you about my deck. What it has like it has the well now it has an inflatable projector out there so I can watch movies and stuff. It has the little couch and stuff we can sit on. It has the little top that you can
okay,
put over. Yeah, so I'm gonna fix it
Okay.
up real nice. Have it looking good. I'm gonna fix my basketball hoop so I can start playing basketball again.
oh, that'd be good for that knee.
Yeah, that's gonna
You know what?
Fix
You know
that
what a
knee right
bad
up.
knee needs? Lots of jumping and landing. That's
Yeah.
how you get that back into shape.
I guarantee you more people are paid to see that than that Lance Stevenson game I was talking about. Fuck wants to see him.
Nobody wanted to see him when he was good.
Yeah, nobody wanted to see what he was actually playing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but everything's been good. I finally went to one of those retro Game Stops.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
What
Game
was it
Stop.
like?
It's just a Game Stop.
Did you find any fake games?
No, I didn't. I did
Because
find. I was.
that's what I've heard a lot is that like the retro game, like GameStop. I was like, this is from a YouTube video, but the YouTuber went and like he documented like a little vlogging thing, and he found like 8 fake N64 games.
Ooh.
And the GameStop
Like
person
fake,
was-
like it's a reproduction card, not like a fake.
yeah,
game.
so they were selling it for like a full price game, but it was a reproduction, so it was like worthless. So apparently, people have been trading in fake games to GameStop, and GameStop's just been giving them money for it. And I
Wow.
was like,
Oh.
that doesn't seem like a good business strategy. I don't know how that's
See,
supposed to go.
the one I went to had a lot of PS3 and Xbox 360 games.
Yeah, of course.
And it had I was surprised it had some NES games. I bought 2 NES games. I ended up
Interesting.
buying Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and Spy Hunter. They were like 10.
I have you some stuff. That's why I got your address. You have some
Oh,
stuff
okay.
coming. I'm just waiting for it to arrive.
But yeah, but I was I was doing that. I was just doing like stuff around the house, mainly getting stuff done, and because work was terrible. It's been busy and disastrous, but everything's good overall. Haven't really had a chance to play no games. I'm gonna play Shadows and Xenoblade, but I said, you know what? My birthday's around the corner. I will have other people buy this for me, and I won't have to spend money for it.
That works. Yeah.
That's my plan. Like, hey, I put out a birthday list. I gave it to people. Say, hey, you want to buy me something
And
off
your
this list?
people actually give you stuff from the list. Mine don't.
Yeah, they learning because if they don't, I'm not using that shit.
You're so lucky. My family hates buying me video games.
No, I tell them this is what I want. If you want this to get any use, buy this.
No, they buy me like ratchet sets, axes. They buy me things to like do
The
stuff.
fuck they think you're an ultimate warrior?
They're like,
yo,
do you need
I'm gonna
to?
buy you guns?
Do you need some screwdrivers? How about some oil for the car? Like, like the.
No.
Don't buy me anything to actually have fun with at all.
Yeah, I usually ask for books, video game stuff, board game stuff,
It's funny you
or
say
movies.
that. This is what I got for my birthday. Literally, I just now remembered because of you. I forgot all about it. This is what I got for my birthday.
The fuck is the advanced auto parts gift card?
A gift card for AutoZone.
Look, bro, not gonna lie, I would have threw that shit right back. Yo.
That's what I got. And here's this funny thing.
Yeah.
I forgot all about it. Like I was like, where is that? Oh, it's right here. I usually keep gift cards. Well, I won't say that on the show, but
Yo, because this is the thing about me. When people ask me for birthday gifts, I usually give them what they want. like I don't like this is what you want.
except my daughter. Except my daughter. She thinks her birthday is a month-long celebration. Like the whole world celebrates.
Oh, I
her
know.
birthday.
I have those people too.
Her arrival.
I know
It
those
should be.
people too. And it
She
drives
needs
me crazy.
4. She has to go out 4 times to celebrate her birthday and a party and the gifts.
Yeah,
As she should.
That's ridiculous, Rebecca. That's absurd.
it's a lot. When your birthday gifts, because I tell people the same thing. I say, let's keep the same energy. If you want me to spend thousands of dollars, not 8,000, thousands of dollars on your birthday, my birthday better be goddamn immaculate.
I need that to come back.
I need that to come back eventually. I need that reciprocated.
But she
not-
is the most important person in your
She
world.
is the main character.
Yeah.
She has main character energy, 100%. She
this is
has since
why-
she was born.
And she is.
This is why you tell your kids from they're born.
She thinks she is.
I love you, but you ain't shit.
I try to humble her, but I'm telling you, it's tough.
That's why I have a cat who appreciates when I get him a cardboard box that my own things
He
came
also
in.
bites you in the face.
Yeah. It also interrupts while you're recording. Often.
It's
Just
quite an
gets in the way.
abusive relationship. I don't
He
think you
doesn't-
should be flexing your relationship on
he
us with your
doesn't-
cat.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
The cat's literally like, Rebecca, stop recording. And
Yeah,
she
he's gonna
gets in the way.
sidekick you upside the face. one day.
Teenagers curse you out and sneak out and
Not mine.
worry you
I
all
was
the
gonna say,
time.
what?
Not mine. Mine's no better. They can
That's
try
a
that
quick
shit
way
with
to get
mom.
rock bottom on the damn dining room
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. Try that shit with mom. Don't try that shit with dad. Shit don't fly like that. Absolutely not. You gonna do what?
So
No.
Delvin, we're gonna be celebrating your birthday on April 2nd. I'm so excited.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it
we.
isn't. Nintendo has co-opted my birthday for the Switch 2 announcement.
Well, that's what I mean. We're gonna celebrate on.
You get to live
on
life
Slack.
like me
You're
on
gonna-
Mario Day.
You're gonna
They're
log
gonna
in and podcast with us.
Millions of people
We're
are
gonna
gonna
talk
be
about
like-
it,
Oh, well, see, what was it?
right?
No.
Right? You're gonna be there,
Yeah,
No.
100%.
Delvin.
No.
Delvin.
No. What I'll be working during that time?
But what?
Be
Wait. Okay.
physically
Wait.
at
No.
work.
At work. I thought you were taking off.
No.
Yeah.
You
You
said
told
you
us you
took
were.
off.
No.
For your birthday.
You still have time.
Now you're lying.
No.
We have it on record. You're lying to us.
I'm gonna be off after that. At
But
4
Delvin.
o'clock is what time I get off.
Your
Well, it's time
biggest
to get off
fan.
earlier.
Your biggest fan, my mother, is going to be
true.
so disappointed when you're not on the show that day.
Look here.
She's not
I've
gonna watch.
disappointed a lot of women in my life. nothing new.
It means nothing to me. Delvin said, "Bitch, take a number."
Plenty of women have been disappointed.
It's okay. He'll be there.
It's actually court
I'm
records
confident.
of women being disappointed in me. So much, she said, nah, I'm good.
This is illegal.
we can end this.
Oh no.
We can end this.
That's funny.
Okay.
Anything you want to shout that you've been up to, Donnie?
I wish
Or
I
Delvin,
could take it off, by the way,
Donnie.
for y'all, but
Oh
it's the second-
no! There's my mom in chat saying, "Delvin, take off. It's your birthday."
Yeah, take off. It's your birthday and come record Shaq with us.
it's it is the busiest time of the month at my job, so I definitely can't take off. If it wasn't,
Yeah.
I would take off. But this is literally where I make the money for the
with that.
company.
Yeah, I
That's
can't
why they're
argue
like,
with
yeah,
that.
this is the day you make the money.
And you take off a different day to celebrate your birthday.
I might do. That's a good idea.
Nobody says you can't celebrate your birthday on a different day.
I might just do that. That's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea. Just take off another day. Like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
I was here on my birthday. I'm taking another one of these days off.
Do it.
I just tell them it's gonna be a random day. Just one day. I just won't show up.
Well, let them know.
No. Tell them
I kind of do that. It's funny you say that. I never give like any of these accounts, you know, like all these things that we sign up to, all these apps and services and companies that we sign up accounts on and stuff. A lot of them will give you like birthday rewards. You guys with me?
Nintendo's on a terrible, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah. I never give them my actual birth date. I never have.
Really?
My entire life. I have like a fake birthday that I give all of them. It's always the same,
So you
so I
get
never
savings
forget
year
it.
round.
but there is a day that isn't my birthday where I get like 60 emails. It's like, here's your birthday. I'm like, what?
That's funny. I would spread them out like to all times
It's
of
smart.
the year so that you
Yeah,
get like
I never thought about that.
savings
But yeah, it's
from the
fun. I'm going to the theater today because I have a coupon for, it was like, here's a free popcorn, a free drink. That's like $25 at my theater. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I got to go to the movie
good
theater.
reward.
You just
yeah.
reminded me. I probably have one of those coming up for my AMC rewards thing. They give you like a free movie ticket and popcorn and some other shit. Like, okay.
It's a really good reward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see Opus, Riley.
Opus, which one's that?
I don't know because I haven't looked into it, but I saw a Twitter opinion on it, and they called it like they were like, it's very similar to Midsummer, and I was like, I'm in. That's all I need. That's all I need to have any motivation to go. They were like, they said the word Midsummer. I'm like, I gotta go see it.
Oh, this looks interesting.
So we'll see. We'll see if it's any good.
John Malkovich. He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Look
Like
at you
John
again.
Malkovich.
Pretty good.
I'm going to see that new Taraji P. Henson movie. I can't remember the
I
name.
don't know
It's a
what that
horror
is.
movie. I'm going to send you a link for it. I can't remember
Okay.
the name of it. But it looks interesting.
You want to talk about games now?
If we have to.
25 minutes into the show, you flunkies.
Didn't we go like an hour and a half on PS?
We really did. We did like an
not talk
hour
about a single
15.
thing
Didn't
about
say
it.
anything about a video game at all. Yeah, as I mentioned, it's weird because it's, to me it felt like it started with Call of Duty for some reason. Like I started to play Call of Duty and just wasn't into it, and that's weird for me because I've played like every Call of Duty for like 20 years. And then here we are on the cusp of Shadows. It's out. Everybody's loving it. Everybody talks about it. And I'm like, I know I don't have time to play that game right now. Like I
It
just
looks
don't have
good.
time. I don't have 80 hours of Assassin's Creed in me at the moment. So it feels weird that all these games come out. And I'm like, I'm just not doing them.
Did
at
we?
all.
Did that just came out this past week?
Yeah.
Shadows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel like I
Apparently
haven't
it's really
seen
good.
anybody talking about it.
Really?
I've seen the
That's
opposite.
crazy. That's all I've seen all week.
Really? Maybe
There's
not in my circle.
difference in algorithms.
Yeah.
Yeah. All people talk about is that game I've seen.
I did play a new game, Atelier Yumia, which is out on Switch. It is not very good on Switch, unfortunately to say. It's totally playable. It's not all that different from games of like similar styles. I would compare it like visually and performance wise to something like Xenoblade 2, like some of the Fire Emblem games. It's just kind of, it's kind of edgy. It's kind of choppy. But that wasn't really bothering me at all. I was playing it. I played it for a couple hours and I was like, this is cool. Like I'm somewhat enjoying it. The thing that really got me are the cutscenes. The cutscenes in the game run like trash. They skip. They're choppy. the audio was out of sync in one of them. It like the audio was playing like at fast forward speed, but the scene was behind, so it felt like, I don't know, like the VHS was rewinding or something. Like they were like talking really fast, like, la, 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 la. And I was trying to keep up, but it wasn't matching what I was like, the scene. It wasn't matching the characters. And so that was the kind of the big bummer for me. And I was like, I probably need to wait for Switch 2 on this thing, because it just might be a little bit more than the Switch is capable of. And then you see footage of what it looks like on PlayStation 4 or PC. I mean, it looks amazing. Even Steam Deck, it looks great. It does jiggle on Switch. Hey, I posted a clip. The jiggle is real. Like 4 seconds into the game, it just zooms in on jiggle. It's like, we know exactly why you're here. We know why you bought this game. Here you go. I'm like, it is immediate. As soon as I started the game, I was like, no, they did not just do this immediately. They did. There's like a whole Avengers scene where the camera zooms around every character and every female. It zooms right over her zooms.
Yep. That also happens in Avengers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I remembered it. I was like, they just ripped this shot off. But yeah, so I played it for a couple hours. It's pretty rough. I would call it like playable. Like if you don't care at all, you could probably get through it. I just wouldn't recommend it. So for that reason, I think I'm gonna put it on deck.
For that reason, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm talking about a Steam Deck. That's how we say talk about Steam Deck game. Like it's playable. But
yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm gonna put it on hold, and I'll bring it back up. I've got a couple of games like that. I got a Sonic game. I'll play Sonic Generations on Switch 2. I'll wait for Atelier to get some sort of update on Switch 2, and then I'll
probably
play
really good
it there.
on Switch 2.
Yeah, you can quote me on that one. I like it. So I went back to Neckbreak and I finished it, and that is a really, really fun game. I was upset after I talked about it last week. Apparently the sale was already over. So we had multiple people who were like, Donnie's $25. I was like, yeah, definitely don't spend that much on it. I got it for like $3. Wait. But it's really fun. So
it was on sale on Steam too, but it was like $10, I think it was.
I think it's been on sale a lot. It's not a very expensive game. So I played a couple more levels of Donkey Kong 94, and then in my continuing quest to just play old ass games, apparently, I was scrolling through my Switch, and I started playing the Lara Croft collection, which is those 2D Tomb Raider games.
Yes.
That have been out literally forever. I think these arrived on my 360 like 20 years ago.
Oh, not
the
new remake.
Yeah, not the collection.
These are the old Tomb Raider games. Like,
these are the 2D games.
Yeah.
Like the top-down Tomb Raider games.
Oh, like Light of Osiris and...
Yes, the Temple of Light or Guardians of Light or something, whatever they're called. Yeah. I've never played them, ever. Like, they've been around. Like I said, I think they came out on 360. I'm almost certain that I remember them being like live arcade or Xbox 360 games. And then they were like Vita games. Like, they've been to everywhere. They've been ported to everything. And here we are in the year of our Lord 2025. I'm like, finally, let's give it a try. And I booted it up 2 days ago, and I played it a bunch last night. And that is a pretty good game. Pretty good, Delvin. Especially if you're like in the mood like I am. I think I'm just kind of in the mood for like a little Uncharted, a little Tomb Raider, because I have played a little Uncharted on my Steam Deck. So yeah, I'm digging it. You get to do little temple puzzles and shoot and throw spears and, zip line over gaps and stuff like you're doing Tomb Raider shit. It's just like a little mobile Tomb Raider game, which
that's kind of cool.
Guess what is a good fit for Switch.
Yes.
Right? Like that's the Tomb Raider game you probably should get on Switch because it runs really nicely. I hope.
I can't see. It's the isometric shooter games.
Yeah.
Oh, it's isometric.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a shooter though.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a shooter at all.
Yeah.
I hope Amazon, because they own Tomb Raider, right? I think it's sold to Amazon.
Is it
correct?
Really? Oh yeah, I think I did hear that.
So I hope Amazon brings the Tomb Raider trilogy to Switch 2. That would be like a port that I'd be looking for. Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That would be nice. But yeah, so I'm playing that and I'm enjoying it. And I'm waiting. I wish could give you any impressions or anything about Xenoblade. I did buy Xenoblade. It just hasn't arrived yet. Thank you, GameStop. So
Of course.
I'm sure it'll be here today or tomorrow or something. But whenever it
Or
gets
next
here,
week.
I'll take it for a spin. I'm sure it's great. Like, you don't need my opinion on it. I told you how much I liked it 10 years ago. I don't plan on playing 100 hours of Xenoblade X. It's more of a collection game. But I'll take it for a spin and just see how much, nicer the graphics and everything are on Switch. And hopefully have that to report back at some point. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Let's get into the news. First and foremost, the plan is to skip next Sunday's show. So if I put my calendar, that would be March 30th, because 3 days later we will have the Direct, which we will be live streaming at, I think it's 9 in the morning. Is that correct? Our time, Rebecca?
Yes.
So you'll see Rebecca and I, at least, hopefully Jason, maybe Delvin, who knows. We'll be here with coffee at 9 in the morning, live streaming the Direct. We'll be talking over it. We'll probably be live somewhat after it for a period of time, just to recap our thoughts on what we just saw. And then that night, we plan on having a Shaq PSVG crossover episode at our regular PSVG time, because it's on a Wednesday. I believe that's the run of show.
Garrett's like 9 a.m. That means it's 6 a.m. for
It's
me.
6 a.m. on the West Coast. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's 9. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
Maybe it's 9 Pacific. I think it's 9 a.m. Eastern. I think. But I don't remember.
Yes, that is correct. 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m.
That's crazy. You imagine waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to watch a Direct.
9 a.m. in the canon time zone.
The real time zone.
The real time zone.
So unless there's like some giant leak ahead of time, if there's like some crazy thing this week, maybe I'll record something, or if the crew wants to be here, they can. But like, the plan is to not have a show proper next Sunday. So this is the last show. So if you've got questions, you better put them in the chat, because we've got a lot of them. Yeah. So that's the plan. The Xenoblade X came out. It has an 87, 88 Metacritic, OpenCritic. That's very high, of course, because Xenoblade X is great.
All my friends are raving about it.
It's very good. I'm very happy that so many people are finding the game again. And speaking of Xenoblade, because we have some fun rumors this week. So we usually do rumors last. We're doing rumors first because they tie into Xenoblade. So a data miner has discovered a hidden 60 FPS mode within Xenoblade X files.
Can't imagine why.
Right. So obviously the speculation there is immediate. Everybody's like, well, that's for Switch 2. That makes sense. The only other thing that I could suggest is it's possible they were trying to get it to 60 and the Switch just wasn't capable, and it's like leftover code, but it's probably Switch 2.
But the Switch 2 could.
Yeah, it's probably Switch 2. Also fun rumors. We've got new Switch 2 rumors this week. This comes from a Famiboard user who reportedly, allegedly, had accurate information on the GPU before the specs leaked. So that's the only tie into this person to give them any credibility. But they said the Switch 2 could feature a 120 hertz screen with VRR and HDR. Now I know nobody probably hears that and gets excited, but I'm here to tell you that you should be extremely excited, because that is fucking awesome. I've been saying this the whole time. I would 1,000% take a 120 hertz refresh screen over an OLED screen every day of the week.
Can you put this into like
explain it to you
normal
like you're 5?
talk? Yeah.
Yeah. So this would be the screen that like the ROG Ally has. And like half of these PC handhelds and phones. Like, this is really, it's funny because when you hear it, Switch 2 could have a 120 hertz refresh screen with VR and HDR. That doesn't sound real because of Nintendo, right? Like, you hear that and you're like, Nintendo doesn't care about any of that. They're not going to do any of that. But again, to put in context, like half of the screens out there have this. It's not like that uncommon. Half of the portables have it. The ROG Ally has it.
So then why is that unbelievable that Nintendo would?
I just think a lot of people don't think Nintendo is going to like lean that heavy into like new tech.
Correct.
But it's really not new tech. Most phones have this. I think your Analog Pocket has VRR or something like that. Like, it's not that uncommon. So it's not like bleeding edge tech. It just doesn't sound very Nintendo. But here's why I'll tell you why this matters. Do I want to get like super techie or just give you the brass tacks?
Oh, get super techie.
Okay. So VRR allows the display to essentially like synchronize with the frames the signal is delivering. So if the game is running the game at like 40 frames or 45 or whatever, VR allows the display to synchronize to that, which means that the game looks smoother. So like a game could be running at less than 60 frames a second and it feels like it's running at 60 frames a second because it's all being synchronized and paced well. 120 hertz means that the screen can refresh faster. So instead of, if like most screens, like our Switch screens, they're locked at 60 hertz, most are. Well, 120 would double that. So even if the game isn't delivering more frames, you're refreshing that frame faster and it feels smoother. All of this is just to tell you that the games feel smoother on these screens, even at lower frame rates. And these are common with our new consoles. So the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, they're all capable of doing this if you have a display that hooked up to them that can do that. It's HDMI 2.1 format. So if you can do this, and Rebecca, you have a PlayStation 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you possibly have seen some of this, where we are starting to see more and more 40 hertz modes and 45 like FPS modes in games, because if you have a higher refresh display TV, you can sync 40 into that faster than 30. So ultimately, long story short, what does it mean? It means the games feel smoother in your hand, even at lower frame rates, which is really, that's why this matters to a portable. That's why I've raved about the ROG Ally screen since I laid hands on it. Like, it feels so much better, even when that frame counter is at like 39, 42. It feels like it's 60. Because VRR and the high refresh rate, it feels so much better. So this would be a big deal for a portable like the Switch 2, where on newer ports like a Cyberpunk, if it's running at 40 with DLSS, it could feel very similar to like how it feels like 60. You know, that would go a long way. As for the rumor, I don't know the source. I didn't even write his name down because I've never heard of the person before.
But it's somebody with history.
It's somebody with alleged history, but I don't know how long. I don't know how much credibility we can give them. So I'll say one of two things. There's a lot of people that see this and it seems super techy and it seems super advanced, and they're like, Nintendo's not going to do that. And I understand that. The one thing that I would say about this is because it's so widely used, it's possible that sourcing a screen like this is easier than an LCD 60 panel with nothing. Yeah. Or maybe not easier. Maybe the price the price difference is negligible. You know, maybe that like they could get this screen, which is an upgraded screen, versus the other screen for not that much price difference, because it's so widely used, because phones use it, because other handhelds use it. You know, it's one of those sorts of things. I do not know. Obviously, none of us know if this is true. I will tell you that if this is true, I'm going to be the happiest kid in a candy store, because I've been saying this for a long time. This is literally all I wanted to have.
That would make up for, you know, not having an OLED screen, I think.
A ton. Like, this is all I want.
Yeah.
I would be so happy if it could just have one of these screens and like we are good to go. Because I think it makes a massive difference. If you've ever held a Steam Deck and then played a ROG Ally, you understand. It's a huge difference. The Steam Deck OLED, though, I think is a 90 hertz screen, but the original screen was 60, and it does make a difference. So I hope that rumor is true. Hopefully we'll find out soon. I don't expect Nintendo will tell us in the Direct. We'll have to wait for somebody after.
No, but usually after those directs, like the press releases go out to like, you know, all the big outlets. Correct. And then they report on it.
Which is why we're doing our show that night. It's why we're not going right into the podcast, because I would expect after the Direct goes, there may be outlets that have hands-ons that day, maybe, or if not that day, maybe that week. Because typically, you know, you'll get like an Engadget or a CNET or an IGN or somebody will get hands-on. But more and more information usually comes out once the announcement comes out. You'll get third parties. So we'll give it some time to kind of not just for new information to come out, but for information to be clarified. So we're not going live right after the show with misinformation, stuff that we haven't been able to find.
A lot of supplementary information usually goes out that same day.
Yeah, I want the press release. I want to be able to comb through all of it before we do the podcast. So we'll give it some
Stuff
time.
that like they know that like the average consumer, it's not important to put in the direct itself, but like, information that comes out.
Yeah. So we'll give it some time, then we'll do the podcast. But boy, I hope this one's right, because this is all I've really wanted from a tech side. Nintendo Switch Online. We have 4 new games from Koei. They're all strategy games that arrive this Friday. Nobunaga's Ambition, Lord of Darkness, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Wall of Fire, and Uncharted Water New Horizons.
These look like they would be exciting for Fire Emblem fans. You don't think
As a
so?
Fire Emblem fan, I looked at them and was like, absolutely not.
It looks very similar. I don't know. Maybe
Sure,
old, like the older.
I think
Fire
that's
Emblems.
it. Yeah, like I'm like, I don't want to do
Older,
that.
not the modern Fire Emblem. Yeah, see,
'Cause we
Garrett,
got
they
that-
were fun. See,
We got that old Fire Emblem game that I bought. That like weird thing that they're like it's a
Yeah.
limited
You didn't
time,
like it.
and
Yeah.
I didn't finish that either. So, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that wants this. So, hopefully, it's everything you want it to be.
Yep.
The Seattle Mariners jerseys will sport a Nintendo and Switch 2 patches on their sleeve this year.
I feel I vaguely remember they did something similar in 2017 for the Switch launch.
I don't remember that, but you could.
I don't know if it was that exact same thing, but I feel like they did something that like tied it in, or like maybe they advertised it, like how they have like ads
think that's
behind the
true.
batter.
Yeah, they've done that a
they
few
had something
times. I
like
think they did it
that,
for
yeah.
they did that for Splatoon. I remember that.
Oh, I don't remember.
They had
that.
all the Splatoon artwork behind home plate,
Oh, that's cool.
and it looked crazy on TV. You're like, what the hell? It's like all this splatter.
That's cool. Oh, that's cool. People are,
yeah.
if you're not familiar, the Seattle Mariners have, they're owned by
Nintendo owns a stake in
Nintendo.
them.
Yeah.
They used to own them, I think, outright,
Yeah.
but they sold most of
Now,
it. They still
yeah.
have a stake. Nintendo is the reason that the Mariners stayed in Seattle. They saved the franchise, so they kept them there. So
That explains Ken Griffey baseball.
probably, yeah. Star Wars Hunters was shut down, or is being shut down later this year. The announcement came this week. That's 9 months after launch. This is a Switch exclusive that we saw in several directs and presentations and marketing. It was supposed to be a big game, and it came out. People liked it, and now it's being shut down.
Oh.
And Rebecca was like, "This is a bathroom break." New segment. I feel bad because we had several Switch folks or Shack folks that were playing it. They like this game.
I wish I'd remembered it came out, because I would have tried it.
You're the reason it.
I'm part of the problem.
You're the reason it's gone.
I like Battlefront, so I probably would have liked this one.
I played it a little bit. I played it for a day. Jack played it for like
See?
a week.
Garrett, that's the same thing. See?
Everybody says that. I don't know why. It was in directs. Like, so if you watch the directs, you
It
listen to the
was.
podcast, then you know that it was a thing. But I think people forgot about it once the Marvel game came out.
Probably. That's probably what it was.
I think that's a big part of what happened. I think everybody just completely forgot about it once that happened. Plants vs. Zombies Reloaded has been rated for platforms including Switch and Brazil, which looks like the Plants vs. Zombie game is maybe making a comeback.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've never been a Plants vs. Zombie fan, but I know a lot of people like those games.
It was a big thing for a moment. Like, it had a moment, and then it just kind of died off.
Particularly like the mobile one. I remember people going crazy over the mobile one.
Croc Remaster hits Switch on April 2nd. That's a bad day to be trying to release a game, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
That's another reason why we're doing the podcast like that evening instead of right after. Is April 2nd is the day after April Fool's. And I'm not even interested in like trying to decipher what's real and what's not in those 2 days.
I got to tell you, my birthday's more important than Croc Remaster.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
But there's going to be so many like fake leaks.
oh,
the day
that definitely
before.
is.
Like a flood, and I don't even want to begin to even try to litigate what's real and what's. I'm just going to wait for the direct and then start from there. So,
And
you know,
people's April Fool's jokes have been getting worse and worse. They used to be funny, and there used to be a little charm behind it. Now it's just like, this is terrible.
They've been pretty bad lately.
Yeah.
I will probably get crocked cheap one day. Minecraft has a new update they're calling their Vibrant Visuals update, which will give the game a graphic overhaul for the very first time and adds updated textures, directional lighting, volumetric fog, and much more. There's a video about it. It comes out, I think, in a couple weeks, maybe a couple months.
Is it like optional if people don't like it? I could see people.
That's a good question. I didn't watch the whole thing. I only read the news blog. I could see there being like a classic mode. I think that's something Mo Yang would probably do. Mm-hmm. So, Lego Pokemon sets arrive in 2026.
I'm going to say what I said the last time when they announced the Lego Mario sets. They probably should make a game.
I think a game would be so popular.
Yes.
A
said
Lego
the same thing about
Pokemon game, Lego Mario game.
Mario.
Lego Mario makes way too much sense. Let's be real.
Yes, I agree. Both of these make a lot of sense as games as well. Like, just do that too.
Still holding out hope for Lego Zelda game.
That's also a good one.
I think that would be good too, but I do think that Lego Mario just makes so much sense. Like you can like just like I can visualize.
You get it from the blocks and stuff. You smash the block and stuff. But like when I think of like the Fortnite Lego mode, like Lego Fortnite, and you have like this open world like survival craft game, and then you just put Link in it, and now it's Zelda, and you can like hit the tree and the blocks break and stuff. You add like some dungeons. I'm like, this works.
Yeah. As much problem.
Mario works too. I don't know if I want a Lego Pokemon game.
That'll work. I think it could work really good.
I would want that to be something like more of a, like maybe like an arcade game, like maybe like a Lego Pokemon Battlers or a Rumble or something, like a spin-off.
That'd be cool.
Not like a mainline Pokemon game.
As much problem.
No, I don't think he's talking about a mainline.
It wouldn't be mainline.
No. It would be like the Lego games, but with Pokemon.
Correct.
I was thinking like not okay, yeah, because I was like, I don't want like the Pokemon game, the RPG.
No.
Lego.
That's not what he was talking about.
Yes,
I
correct.
got you.
I got you. You like Lego Horizons, but Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, I can see it. And then
are these Lego sets the stupid blocky ones, like the Mario ones, or are they like the good ones, like the Animal Crossing ones?
I don't think that's even a thing yet. I think they're just like announced that Lego Pokemon's coming.
I thought I saw like a mock-up for it.
Yeah, but was it real?
I don't know if it
or was that just somebody using a... Yeah, the only thing they show is Pikachu's tail as a Lego.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. There's nothing else here. It just says Lego Pokemon is coming. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to look at this trailer. Yeah, it's just the tail. So.
Well, if you go on AliExpress, there's already Lego Pokemon.
Well, of course. Yeah, no, I know that it exists.
I always see so many good fan Lego concepts for like everything. Like I see so many like Taylor Swift ones, and it's like they're always better than like whatever official ones come out.
Yeah, these actually look pretty good.
I don't know. That Lord of the Rings set still has me in a damn chokehold. Like, I definitely want to make like Lego.
What's it, like $800?
It's so expensive and so big. And the moment I saw it, my wife was like, "No!" Like, it's like,
yeah.
But she's like, "Absolutely not! No, we have nowhere to put it." I was like, "We put it on the dining room table." She's like, "What?"
Yeah. Hanging from the ceiling with the cats.
It's incredible. It's so elaborate, but it is very expensive. And then our last one, Shiny Pokemon and Ranked Pokemon are coming to Pokemon the card game Pocket next week, Rebecca. You get a new expansion, new boosters. Get your Shiny Pokemon cards.
They're adding them so fast I can't keep up. I don't have a single complete set yet. It's okay. I don't battle in it. I don't do any of the thing. I literally just open my packs and then close the app and then come back 12 hours later and open up the next pack. That's all I do in that game. I don't spend any money. I don't battle unless you get the exclusive cards for battling. And I only do it against like the NPCs. I don't do any online battling. And you know what? I don't even battle. I turn on auto battle and I just do it until it wins for me. I just collect the cards. That's all I do.
Do you think they'll turn it into like a gambling app? Like if you lose, like the opponent takes your card or something?
Ooh.
Nah.
You know, they're going to do something to stoke that dopamine and have you come back.
Yeah, they will.
That's it for the news. Like you said, light news week. Not a whole lot going on. But we've got
do
17
have
questions, and those questions
more than that, because there's
because they have
multiple parts
sub
of them.
questions.
Yeah. Question part 1.
So strap in.
Starting with
Podcast
Joe.
begins now.
Joe asks, well, he doesn't really ask. He says, sorry about the analog 3D, Donnie.
Yeah, kind of a bummer.
But wait, what was the, did that get
It's
delayed?
delayed.
It's
Yeah.
delayed.
Look, it's a bummer, but not unforeseen. Like, we've known it wasn't shipping Q1 because it's been Q1 the whole time and nothing's happened. So like,
They
we
even
knew
say
it was
anything.
going to get delayed. Also, isn't this is my first analog order, but my impression from online, fodder is that this is a very analog thing to do. They kind of do this with everything that they have.
Yes.
I think the
Did they
Pocket
say
was
when
delayed for
their
like
new-
2 years.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, they said they're going to ship by July. So
So I had to tell Josh. He thought maybe
there's an
he'd get
interesting
by his birthday.
development on that though. Is that what's his name? I don't know his name. Who's the Oculus guy?
Yeah. I know who you talk about. I saw that. I'm like, oh.
Okay, Palmer Luckey, the Oculus co-founder. He runs I guess a video game like side company called Mod Retro,
Yep.
and they made like some Game Boy that GameSpot sells. He posted a thing teasing an N64 console. So we're about to have N64 console wars, apparently, where Analog has one and maybe Mod Retro has one, and I don't know. So I have no idea. That's all he did was it's like just a tweet. So I don't know how excited or not excited to get about that. I'm not canceling my Analog pre-order at all because my point from when I pre-ordered still stands. I understand that Analog has a reputation of delays and stuff,
but it's worth it. It's worth it.
that's it. Everybody that has an
Don't
Analog
cancel.
something almost always loves it.
You will be so glad because it might be delayed for a couple of months, but once you have it, it's yours forever. Like
I do think I'm going to start playing 64 games though, because a big part of me buying this, not a big part of it, but a big part of my hype and enthusiasm was this was going to fill the gap between like Switch 1 and Switch 2. So I don't want Switch 2 to release in June or May or July and then the N64 release on top of it. Right? So I'm going to start playing my 64 games, I think probably here soon in the next coming months while we wait for Switch 2. Not all of them, but like I'm just going to start playing them.
Just get
And
that.
whenever the Analog arrives, I'll play it,
Yeah.
But I'm almost positive the hardware is going to be worth it, so I'm not too upset about it.
I agree. Lewis asked, do you guys prepare snacks or anything for directs?
No, not really, because usually when a direct or anything like that happens, I'm usually at work. Either at work or leaving work going home.
Delvin, clearly this question is not for you. Donnie, what's your response?
Absolutely, especially for big directs. Big directs where I'm taking the day off. I have a tradition, unlike any other. If you've been around, you understand. I eat sushi, so I'll be ordering sushi that day for lunch. I don't know if we'll be live by then. I doubt it. If the thing starts at 9, I don't think we'll be live then. But I'll definitely probably go out for sushi for lunch that day.
You should eat sushi during the live.
Not at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm not doing sushi for breakfast, dude. That's
Just
too
eat
much.
it.
I love sushi, but not that much.
It's right at 9 o'clock in the morning. Get your
That just
breath
sounds terrible.
right
I'm
and
not
fresh
a
for
sushi
it.
person.
I love sushi.
I don't have any kind of tradition, and I don't think I really ever eat anything during directs. I like to be locked in, probably drinking coffee or whatever, but I should start a tradition for the NS2. Hit me up if you guys have any like snack or otherwise traditions for directs for the NS2.
'Cause Elaine always did like the hot Cheeto things with the
Yeah.
chopsticks.
I like what
Takis?
Garrett said.
Takis, yeah, those are popular.
Garrett
I don't
wants
want to be
to
all.
join
I
us.
don't want to be all like crunching in the mic during it though.
I could care less about that.
That's fine. People pay good money for that type of stuff,
Yeah.
especially from you.
Yeah, I was
Not
just saying,
me.
yeah. You
While
might
they're
open up
trying
a
to
whole
see
new
the
business.
new Mario Kart.
They don't give a fuck about that. It's like, look.
It's Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Like,
They're like, look, it's a hot girl on camera chewing chips. Let's give her money. That is our society, unfortunately.
We're such sad creatures.
Yes.
If you guys have any ideas, hit me up. Kyle the Pug
Fuck you, Kyle the Pug.
asks, explain the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk triple threat WrestleMania 41 match like it's the console wars. Who is which console? I'll let y'all handle it.
I have an answer to it. I'll let you go first, Donnie.
Are you sure?
Oh, you want me to go first?
I would like to go first because I'm dogmatic in this. With this situation, there's only one answer.
Okay. I don't think you're gonna like my answer, but let's go. I want to hear yours first.
CM Punk's Nintendo. 100%. He has to be.
He is Nintendo.
He's the old head. He was the great before. He's great again. He's back. He comes back. He goes and comes. Right? CM Punk is Nintendo.
Yes.
Roman Reigns then has to be PlayStation.
Correct. I
He's
agree.
top
We're
dog.
2 for 2. Yes.
He's number one. Put it up. He has been, and still is the best.
Yes.
And that leaves Seth Rollins' Xbox.
That is accurate.
His fucking outlandish outfits, back and forth, always eating the pin, always taking L's.
And if you want to go even more deeper into it, CM Punk had a moment where he went and did some weird shit, i.e. go to AEW or MMA, and then comes back and he's back on top again. Back on top again.
Reminded the two new guys why he was so great.
Yeah. He is 100% Nintendo.
Yeah.
And then, Roman Reigns, consistently who he is, and even when he tries to change, it's still Roman Reigns. Even when PlayStation tries to do weird shit, and people are like, we still
good or bad, still on top, market
still on
leader.
top. Whether it sucks or not, like, no, you're still that guy.
Yeah.
Then the Xbox is like, hey, I'm over here doing great things, like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins had this whole run where he was amazing. People are like, we don't care. But I'm the best wrestler out of the three. We don't care.
It's 100%. I've given it. I do everything. I've the hour-minute matches. They just showed up. Yeah, we don't care.
We don't care. Give us Roman and Punk.
If you don't get out of the screen, Seth.
Yes, he is 100%. Xbox is 100% Seth Rollins, and I love.
When this
Seth
question
Rollins.
came through, I was like, "There's only one answer."
Yes, we are 100% in the accord.
Yeah.
Great answer, guys. I agree.
Nice.
Didn't hear a single thing we said. You went and made some popcorn or some shit.
Justin writes in and asks, will we see any Switch 1 games announced at the Direct? Ooh, good question. I think that we will see games that they'll... Well, I don't know if they'll say... They might say, playable on Switch 1 and Switch 2, but I don't even know if they'll say that because I think this is going to be... the purpose is to sell Switch 2s.
Correct.
Sure. Yeah.
And I don't think they'll say anything that's exclusive to the Switch 1. And I think, it might only be in the very fine print at the bottom, playable on Switch 1 and Switch 2. Maybe even if that.
I think so.
Agree.
I mean, I think so. I think, I've thought for some time now that Metroid Prime is going to dual launch on both systems. So I expect that'll be there. So that's one. I do think so. I think they'll show a couple of games that are probably cross-gen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll make it super duper clear? This will be on the Switch 1 as well? Or
Probably
do you think that'll
not.
be kind of shh,
Yeah, probably not. I think they'll just announce the game, and then we'll find out later that it's coming to both. You can play it on both.
Yeah.
Because we'll know that there's certain things are exclusive. The Mario Kart game's gonna be exclusive. If there's a new Mario game, we're gonna know it's exclusive. But if there's a Fire Emblem game, could be both.
Yeah.
That's this kind of stuff I'm thinking about. I think we'll see a couple of games that are cross-gen. I don't think Switch 1 is done yet. And I don't think it will be even when the Switch 2 launches. I think Switch 1 will still have a little life in it because people are still making games for it. So the only question that I have is if perhaps Nintendo comes out ahead of the second and says there will be no, they do that sometimes. They do set clear expectations. And maybe they come out and do something like that. But if they do that, that would make me question, if Metroid Prime is even in the show and stuff like that. So I don't know. But if I had to guess, I think we'll see some Switch 1 games.
Okay. Bland Explosion writes in and asks, what is your level of expectation for upgraded performance on Switch 1 games? Upgraded performance.
So if we expect that their upscaling tech, DLSS or whatever they're going to call it, is true, which I think by every indication we expect that to be the case, then that stuff could and should apply to back compatible games, unless they do something weird like boot into a Switch 1 mode, which I don't suspect that they'll do. But they've done it before. That's why I just throw that out there as a possibility. So I would expect back compatible games to, at the very least, load faster and be stable. The question comes in, a lot of people just want like their old game to just look like 1,000 times better and run 1,000 times better. The problem with that is that a lot of these games are like locked. Like they're locked at 30 frames. So like even if the game could run higher, like the game itself can't unless it's patched.
I was going to say they would need updates to the games, which I could see them doing for, a certain amount of first party games, but you're not going to get that on every single game that you own.
Correct. So like games that struggle to like hold performance, think like Age of Calamity or something, I could see it just running much smoother. And that's noticeable, right? You could be like, yeah, it's 30, but it's locked 30 now. And like with the upscaling, now it's 1080p locked 30. That's a significant improvement over what we had. So I think out of the very least, I think that's what you're looking at. Faster load times, stable performance. At the max, at the top end, patches. They talk about we're patching these games and they're going to run way better than they ever did before. Right? You buy the new hardware, now your games run it 4K 60 or 1440 60 or whatever it is they're doing. That's what we want to see. I just don't expect that that'll be for every single game.
Mm-hmm. Bland also asks us, will we see Fire Emblem at the Direct?
Yes. It's time. It's been some time since the last Fire Emblem game. Yeah. So I do expect that we'll see Fire Emblem at the Direct.
I think that's a pretty safe one.
Even if it's like a snippet of it to come like down the road.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo wants to, with the Switch 2, you're right, this is all about selling Switch 2s. So it's going to focus on the launch lineup, the immediate lineup, but they want to tease things that are going to get different bases excited. And I think we're going to get a teaser of an Animal Crossing, perhaps a Splatoon, perhaps a Fire Emblem. I don't expect that they're coming out this year, but I think they want to let those fans know that those games are coming. So,
yeah, I think so. And I feel like it's more popular than ever as of the past like 2 game releases. So it's like a good one to include.
G-Man says the last Fire Emblem game was Engage. Was Engage only 2 years ago?
Oh, wow. Okay. That's actually longer than I thought. We're definitely
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
January 20th, 2023.
Yeah.
So that's some time ago. Like it's almost 3 years ago by the time this thing comes out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time for Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
Fire Emblems typically come out every 1.5, 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm. We're due.
Yeah.
Next, Drew asked, do you think Silk Song will be included in the Switch 2 Direct?
That's a really good question.
Drew?
I could see it. I don't, but I could see it.
Drew?
I can see it too. I was going to say.
Give it up.
This is real. This is real.
Give it up.
I 100% could see it in like a montage.
In a sizzle reel, and then you don't hear about it for 3 more years.
It's on the table.
Point, you have a better chance of Silk Sonic showing up in Nintendo Direct.
I honestly, I could see it. Yeah. I'm not expecting it, but like if this day comes and goes and we see it, I will not be surprised at all. Think about it not so much from like the fan side, but I would think about it from Team Cherry side. What a better way to like reignite and like get that thing going again than to just show up. You know, what if they announced a date?
Ooh.
I don't want to comment on that.
You don't want to comment?
I don't want to comment on that.
Because I could see like, hey, the Silk Song's out, August 20th. will be on Switch too. I can see it.
Oh, I'm looking at some stuff. Apparently, Game Rant put out something that says that a leaker claims that Silk Song's coming out in June. So maybe
Launch title.
Maybe.
I can see it. The only thing that would give me pause is I thought Microsoft secured marketing rights to that game.
Well,
A lot maybe has changed in
Xbox
5
is
years,
everywhere.
Johnny.
So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. And even if Xbox did, Xbox could also be like, the best thing for us and this game is for you to be in this direct.
Correct.
Like, this direct will reach more people and sell more copies than anything we can do. So please do it.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I could see it. I really could. I could see
Much
it.
like Seth Rollins. Like,
We don't
gotta
care.
We got to help Cody Rhodes. In this situation, Nintendo's Cody Rhodes. Help him the title.
Rebecca, that joke's very funny. I know you don't get it, but that joke's
oh my
very
God,
funny.
Good one, Delvin.
Why did Rebecca laugh like the Joker just now?
I hope you guys are right. I think that is something that Silk Song fans really need right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are like standing at the edge of the cliff ready to jump.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm about to draw the ire of Silk Song fans.
Hey, I'm seeing stuff saying June.
They've
Not gonna lie.
started going to the Deltarune subreddit and saying like starting a war with the Deltarune fans, saying like, you guys don't know how lucky you are that your game, your developer talks to you, and you guys are going to see the whole game come out before we even get some news.
Yeah, but then it's going to come out and everybody's going to love it and it'll all be forgotten, forgiven. So
Yeah. Could be worse.
you can't rush greatness, people. They did that with Sports Story.
Sports Story.
Yeah.
Okay. Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, let's see how the Sports Story subreddit.
Sports Story was my
Oh,
Silk
these
Song
days.
and it was shit. So,
Shit
A
story.
lot of pressure. They have
Shit
like
story.
7. Listen, Team Cherry has like 7 employees. Like they must be sweating. Can you imagine that much?
the other
pressure?
thing that it's hard to like, are we getting, all right, let me refocus here. Cause the other thing are we getting like a presentation, like a stage show, a direct, like
it's
a clip
direct
together? Okay.
clip.
So if it's a direct, the reason that I hold out hope, as crazy as it sounds, like you can go ahead and paint me putting on my clown makeup, is Nintendo does typically provide a moment or two for an indie game or two.
They do.
They do. Even in a system launch, like we had a Snipper Clips. We've seen these things before. So like, does that sound crazy? Not at all.
No.
Like absolutely could see a little Silk Song. It gets to, like, I could see it. That's a little hype moment for them. That doesn't sound out of, that sounds like it should be on the bingo card.
Okay.
I'm rooting for it.
I'll put it on my bingo card. I just won't bet my life savings on it. That's
Yeah,
all.
no. I wouldn't wager anything on it.
Absolutely not.
It's one of those, it's an outlier. Could it happen? It could happen.
A lot of things could happen.
Kate asks, what are you
These people are
most
hurt.
They are. I know they are. Kate wants to know, what are you most hyped for on April 2nd? She said, Delvin better be there.
I'm most hyped for my birthday. Aging a year. That's what I'm most hyped for. No one else cares. But that is my primary concern.
I'm
Making
hyped
it to
see-
April 2nd.
I'm hyped to see the next Mario Kart game. I want to know what the new gimmick is and what's exciting about that. And I really, 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 really want them to have a date for a new 3D Mario for 2025 because my fantasy critic team is running on that.
I want to see
Delvin.
Prime 4.
I'm here to tell you, we don't care.
Yes.
We don't care. It's your birthday.
I care, Delvin.
At
I
all.
care. I do.
My
At all.
birthday.
I
Not
care.
even a little bit.
My
I will be the
birthday
first
is Seth
one.
Rollins situation.
You'll be the only one.
I take birthdays very seriously. I'm like, I love to say happy birthday to people and make them feel happy.
No, you don't, Riley.
It's like having a birthday on Christmas.
Yeah. birthday automatically.
Delvin's
come
over
up
there, cap on. Hey, it's Nintendo's talking.
Yes,
This is my
they just showed a new Mario game. Shut up.
Shut up. Get out of here, Delvin. I'm excited for all of it. I'm gonna kind of ride the fence here and give you a lame answer, but I'm just stoked. I'm just stoked to like finally get this show on the road.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
we've been talking about Switch Pros and shit for 5 years. This shit came out in like 2020. And it was supposed to be 2021, and then it was the OLED, and we were like, oh, we're never going to get it. And then as soon as that happened, it was Switch 2, and we've been going on and on and on. I've been wanting a better Switch for so long that I bought Steam Decks and G Clouds and Ally. I've tried to fill this void, this hole in my life for years.
Yes.
Waiting for this moment.
He's tried alcoholism and it didn't work.
There's something very special, or at least there used to be, and I'm hoping we'll hit it again, because we didn't have it with the last two. There's usually something very special about a console launch that I didn't feel with the Xbox and the PlayStation, and it's not a stone to throw at those consoles. But I've been saying it, Delvin, you've had a front row seat.
Yep.
I've said it like 6 months after I bought it, right? Like, this is not it. Like, this is not what I was hoping for from these things, and I'm hoping the Switch is. I'm hoping the Switch 2 is that, and I think it will be, because I think there's more room there for it to have a leap that feels important and special with new games and exclusive games and console exclusive games that these last two consoles did not have.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm really excited, and I'm also like I'm not oddly, because it's a console launch. I'm super excited for all the dumb details that I want to know about the eShop and the UI, and I want to see the commercials and the marketing and what are third-party developers.
What is that?
How do I transfer my stuff over and like all of that nonsense? What controllers can I buy and screen protectors and memory cards and accessories?
How big is the box that I'm buying at the store?
I can't wait. I can't wait to do all of it. Like, I love a good console launch, and I haven't felt this in like 10 years. It hasn't been this way.
Remember, Donnie, on the Switch launch day, opening up the Switch box for the first time and seeing how, like, I was like, there's no way it's this, like, it felt little. I was like, not expecting that.
I have that moment documented on our YouTube channel. If you go all the way back, I opened everything up with my kids. I kept them out of school the next day. And we opened up the controller and the puppy dog and the pro controller, and we hooked it all up. And I got my daughter's like 5-year-old impressions on everything, and Jack's baby impressions on everything. And he was so excited for the amiibo. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. There's a nostalgic, special feeling that these things are supposed to have. That they don't always, but they're supposed to have. And I'm hoping the Switch 2 can capture that. And I can't wait to start parsing through all the flood of information that's going to come out of this. I can't wait. Yeah. You know, the last consoles, they just felt like more of the consoles. There's like a PC upgrades. You know, like Xbox literally was like, it's the exact same thing. Like UI and everything. Game, like it's the exact same thing.
Magic to these releases.
Yeah. So I'm hoping Nintendo has that.
That has been my biggest complaint about the console generation. That like, this is the same thing as the 4, which was the same thing as the 3. It's just
at least the PlayStation 5 had like a different UI. So I give them some credit there. Yeah. You know, but like, yes. And
I hope the UI is like, I love the Switch UI, but like I hope that it's significantly different enough that like I feel like I'm playing a brand new console and not like just a Switch upgrade.
I'll flip that.
You know what I mean?
Make it completely different. I want a completely.
I want themes. I know people say, "Oh, it'll slow it down." I don't care. I love my 3DS.
Well, it shouldn't slow it down when you're upgrading the CPU and the GPU and all the RAM and everything. Now you should be able to do some stuff.
Exactly.
I want the UI to be similar, but different.
Enough that it feels like a new console.
Don't change it to where I don't recognize the Switch anymore, because I do like the simplicity, but I do think you can jazz it up. Mm-hmm. Jazz it up.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I love, it's stupid, but I love it, is how this theme gives you these custom openings for the game, like
Yes,
the custom video.
Delvin.
Yeah.
I love those. Josh hates it. He hates it so
What?
much because I have like 100 of them, and it
I
takes
do
a little
too.
bit longer for like the Steam Deck to boot up because of it. And he's like, "It wouldn't take this long if you didn't have all these like stupid SpongeBob things
Red flag.
coming up."
Red flag. Red flag. Rebecca.
Big red flag.
He's like,
Huge red
like,
flag.
limit it to like 3. I'm like, no, it's
That's
different
the
every
ick.
time.
That's the ick. Like, absolutely
more on
not. What the
Every
fuck?
time I switch to my profile, and
I have 60 3DS themes.
Look.
That shit can barely run on a toaster.
Just
but
because he said that, you should add more.
Yeah.
Your Steam should take 30 minutes to load.
Thank you for saying that.
100%.
Thank you for saying that because
my
that-
3DS does take like 3 minutes to load. I turn it on and like you
it's
see it
worth it.
flickering and stuff. Like it's trying to read everything.
It's worth it to have like a Taylor Swift bop in the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
I agree. I love it. It makes it feel more personal to you.
Exactly.
I don't think we're going to see like the eShop in this direct. I don't think they're going to take a moment to talk to us about the eShop.
No.
But the day that we do see the eShop, when the reviewers get units, or whatever, like if it has like little jingles, or you open it up and it hits you with the da 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 da, you know, like we're gonna lose our minds. We're like, music's back.
That
You
would
know,
be
like-
cool if they had like a new version of the same song but like different instrumentals, and like it kind of sounds like a remix of it, like just the nostalgia.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Riley puts it. He says the road to Nintendo Mania. That's the road we're starting. It starts April 2nd, and from then until whenever this thing comes out, we're going to get weekly, bi-weekly updates with games and features and apps and screenshots of things we've never seen before. And I feel like I haven't felt this about a console or video game product in years.
yes.
Yes.
So long, you know?
And like even
That's-
like for me personally, even like I know a lot of the big releases for Nintendo, like the big first party releases, have been exciting for a lot of people. But like for me personally, like I'm not like a Xenoblade fan. I don't care about like Mario versus Donkey Kong or Donkey
Sure.
Kong, whatever that one was. Like even like just like the remakes of stuff like Paper Mario, like I got that, but like there hasn't been like I guess like the
Boom.
last thing was like the Zelda game, but besides that, like there hasn't been like a brand new big 3D Mario or a new Mario Kart.
Based on how Echoes sold, I don't know if Echoes counts as that.
well, for me personally,
Okay,
that was
sure.
like the last big thing that I care. Like even before that, like it's been a long time since there's been something besides that that
Tears.
I really cared
Like,
about. Like yeah,
Zelda hasn't had a monumental moment since Tears of the
you
Kingdom.
know, where like everybody's playing it and you can
Sure.
share it with everybody. Like
Yep.
that's what I'm really missing and excited about.
And I'm hoping this whole time that they've been releasing these little spin-offs and remakes and remasters, I'm hoping that they've been at work and we're about to get, you know, a deluge of content. I keep trying to even put my expectations in check there because this is just the first, like the opening shot that Nintendo will have. So I don't think they're going to show us everything they're doing. I think they're going to show us the stuff we can expect soon, and then come back in the fall with more stuff for next year and stuff. So I even in my head, I'm trying to like limit myself to how many games do we think we'll see in this direct? Because it's you can quickly get to like 10, 20, like you can really start to like, there's no way they're going to show us that many things. So I'm trying to keep that in check, trying to rein it in a little. You know, if we don't see an Animal Crossing or we don't see a Fire Emblem, like I'm not going to lose it because that doesn't mean it's not coming. It just means they probably don't want to show it to you in April. Maybe they want to show it to you in, you know, September or October or January. Yarden says, I predict you guys are going to be disappointed.
I don't think that would be a huge mistake if we walked away from that feeling disappointed. That would be a really big like flop on Nintendo's part because like the whole point of this is to generate excitement. And if
Sure.
like people walk away not excited, then you did something very wrong with this.
I agree.
So we're not going to walk away disappointed, Yarden.
Yeah, Yarden.
Yeah. TJ asks, we've had 8 years of the Switch. Do you think we'll see 8 years of the Switch 2? If so, where do you see yourself 8 years from now?
Goodness gracious. 8 years from now.
Scary.
8 years from now, I'm pushing well into my 40s and looking at that big 5 number down the line like, oh no. 8 years of Switch 2 sounds impossible, but I think I would have said that same thing if you had told me Switch 1. If you had told me in 2017, like, hey, this thing's going to last for 8 years, I'd be like, there's no way. But here we are.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think it will. I think with them adding on to it, like, here's Switch 2 OLED, here's Switch 2 Mini. Yeah, we'll get 8 years out of it.
I do think, and it's so. Here's the hard part about this question is that the landscape today is different than it was in 2017, which means that the landscape today could be different 8 years from now.
Yeah, it's really hard to say.
But the landscape right now is like less hardware, more software, right? People seem to be more tied to these things. They don't want to keep upgrading. They want to keep buying new ones. And like, I think Nintendo is going to have a battle here by making people upgrade from their Switch 1 to Switch 2. Like we've seen that with the Xbox and the PlayStations. Like there isn't this giant need to always stay on the latest and greatest edge. It doesn't seem like the general consumer cares about that as much, right? They can play everything on their phone, right? So they want to buy something, adopt it, and stick there. So if the landscape doesn't change, if that doesn't change, I could see them dragging the Switch 2 out with, dare I say it, Switch 2 Pro, and like you could have upgrades, as Delvin was mentioning, to help you string this out, because maybe there isn't a Switch 3. Like maybe they continue to build like a an ecosystem that people play on.
Yeah. I think so. Especially when you look at the landscape of most things. Like Oculus has been around for quite some time, and they keep making those motherfuckers. And they keep just iterating on that. Like, here's a new Oculus.
Yeah.
And so I think Switch can do the same thing. I think the only outlier really is PlayStation. PlayStation's probably going to be like, oh, we're on PlayStation 7 right now, or 6.5 or some shit like that. Because
yeah, but if it's all backwards compatible and cross-generational, what does it matter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Right. And that's kind of where I could see the Switch sitting. Yeah. It's like they just keep making stuff for it, because they don't want to move. Because especially if it's a success, like we've seen with the Switch, if they can sell 100 million of them, it's hard to move them to something else.
Yeah.
So you want to keep selling to those people.
And I think a big part of that is Nintendo keeping those costs down. Where it looks good enough, where like, this is good enough. We don't have to pay $1,000 for a PS5. We have to Switch 2 here.
Yeah. Yep. I could see it. I could see them dragging it out.
Where do you see yourself in 8 years?
Goodness, that's the question I don't want to answer.
Yeah, I don't want to answer that.
I'll be an empty nester in 8 years.
You
Both
will
my
be.
kids will be moved. Yeah, they'll be out.
Yeah.
I'll just be living a life that I haven't led in 20 years.
Less than that.
Melissa and I just all alone. That's a crazy thought.
Knowing my luck, remarried and divorced. Remarried and divorced.
You got to watch that, Delvin.
Yeah.
Okay? You have assets and wealth, buddy.
Yeah, now I have to be like, That's the problem. They're looking now like, oh, he has money now. And he has a house.
8 years.
8 years.
I'll be 38, turning 39.
Oh, God, that hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Delvin is just like, oh.
Fuck.
I don't think my life is going to look drastically different in 8 years.
That's
Maybe
what
I'll
say.
have a house.
Yeah.
I'll have
Start
more
kicking in.
pets.
Do you think you'll be in the same town?
Yes.
Do you think you'll be on this podcast?
Yes.
Wow.
If you
I like
guys are
that
here.
answer.
If you're not, then I won't.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. Well, that's the bigger question. Will we be here? will we live the next 8 years?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm very happy that we've done this as long as we have. I don't know if I've got 8 more years.
You'll
in
all
me.
be
I don't
Canadian,
know.
probably. Will we still have the United States of America in 8
boy.
years?
Whoa. Whoa. United Republic of not even gonna go there. Like of something.
Okay.
The United Territories of.
I
Just gotta tell
wouldn't
you,
mind being Canadian. Please.
my knees
invade
not
us.
too great lately. I might not make it to Canada.
Yeah, we could be. There could be lots of things wrong in 8 years from now.
The fact
I wonder,
that we have
like,
to say the
I
U.S.
could
is
see
still
myself-
but I bet. Not a good sign.
I bet. You take
I bet, like,
what are the
maybe.
odds? They're good odds. You put some money down. I wonder. I could see myself perhaps in a different job 8 years from now. I could see it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's a different transition for sure that I'm kind of facing here in the next couple of years.
I legit could see Rock being the president in 8 years.
That would be much more desirable than the current situation.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
I don't know, Donnie. I kind of don't mind the thought.
Yeah, look,
I mean, I get it, but still.
will it be February? February Rock is my guy. February and June Rock is my guy. The other months, I'm looking a little crazy.
TJ, that was a really awful question. Please never ask that of us again. We put them into existential crises.
The final boss.
Riley, congratulations, and I'm sorry.
I Can't See asks question for the show. With all the speculation about GameCube and upcoming NSO, how would you feel if they kept NSO for older games but brought back Virtual Console for GameCube, Wii, and the DS family of systems? Start with that one.
I wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't mind it. I want
I
Virtual
wouldn't
Console
mind it.
back, period. But
I wouldn't mind.
I
I wouldn't mind if they did both. I think there's room for both. I think you could sell the games and have the online
I
subscription.
feel like I would much rather pay $10 a pop for GameCube and Wii games for Virtual Console than I would have like $6, $7, $8 for NES games a pop.
That's funny, Rebecca. Those things are definitely going to be $19.99 at best.
yep.
At best.
$15 to $19.
Maybe $29.99, but definitely at best $19.99.
I think I would do 19 for GameCube games. I don't think I would do 30.
Yeah.
They're so easy to get like elsewhere, you know, on my
Yeah.
Steam Deck,
Yeah, I
elsewhere,
agree
like
with you.
pirate it. Like I would do 20 for like Wind Waker, GameCube,
Sure,
you
I
know,
would
that
too.
kind of stuff. But I don't think I would do 30.
Here's the funny thing, and the thing that Nintendo could possibly maybe not be thinking about is, honestly, you could probably get me to do both.
Yeah. A lot of people.
Like,
would.
I wouldn't get rid of my Nintendo Switch Online, especially if I could play online, right? Like, if let's say you could
Yeah.
buy online stuff in Wii, and like if I could play Wii Sports Resort 2 online, but you had to have it in NSO, would you do both? Yeah, I would. I would do both. And I think a
That
lot of
would be
Nintendo fans would.
Yeah.
Offering both, but you could only play online if you have it through NSO.
100%. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, and that could be a way for people who hate NSO to still get their fill of the games that they want.
And then just have
And
the
they just
basic
can't have
tier,
online. Yeah.
the small tier, the $20 tier, whatever. Yeah.
Which, like, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't mind that. They, you know, they want to play it, but without online.
Like I said, you could do both. I do think
Give
some
me
ownership.
Animal Crossing GameCube.
Yeah. $60.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna be $60.
Yeah, they know they've got that crack addiction. They're not gonna cheap it out on that one. All GameCube games are $19.99 except for that one. It's $39.99.
Yes, you're paying full price.
It tops eShop for like 6 months.
My God.
You damn kids, you guys have an addiction. You have a problem. You seek some help, Rebecca. We need to have Animal Crossing Anonymous.
Honestly, yes. Yeah, it's true. Oh, they also asked, gold coins are also going away. How would you feel if they brought them back, or another virtual currency, God forbid, as another option for buying virtual console games, the virtual currency or the usual way? That's an interesting thought.
I really like rewards programs, loyalty systems. It seems like they are going the way of the dodo bird. Like, it just doesn't seem like anybody's really doing these things anymore. So I'm not going to be surprised if Nintendo doesn't replace it. I know there's a lot of hope out there that somebody will, like that they'll come back with a new system, because that's what they did with Wii U and Switch. I just don't understand, with the Switch is backwards compatible and you have the same account system and everything, why get rid of it? That's the only thing that gives me any pause. Like, why get rid of it to come back? Like, you're going to come back with, a lesser version of even that? I just kind of think it's done. I think that's it.
I like the idea of using it to buy older games, like virtual console games. Like, if they're gonna have something like that's lesser than what we have, like, that's not a bad one to have.
I kind of wonder if it's going to be like stickers, themes, profile things, things like that. That maybe it's ingrained into like our themes. I won't say startup movies because that sounds crazy, but I'm thinking like some cosmetic thing that you can earn by buying stuff.
Maybe for like the campus app that we have, like the
Your
social
profile.
thing. Yeah.
Integrated
That's
in the
kind of
console.
what I'm thinking.
That's what I want. Integrated in the system.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey Corsi asks, Animal Crossing New Horizons just celebrated 5 years post-release. What are the odds Nintendo includes a new Animal Crossing game in the Direct? That's probably my number one wish. And even if it doesn't come out this year, maybe it's a 2026 game. I'm ready. I'm so ready.
That'd be great.
I think they don't have to do it because, like I said, remember, they can come back with the Direct in October and January, March. So like they don't have to do it now. But I think it would be foolish not to announce that there's an Animal Crossing in development. You just want to get those people excited. You just want to remind them, like, we got a new system and you can buy it and you're in a new Animal Crossing. So
5 years. That's crazy.
That's wow.
That was our pandemic
seem like
game.
that, but it was the pandemic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why it doesn't feel like that.
That's got to be one coming up soon.
I think if I had to guess, I'd say next year. I think 2026 Animal Crossing. If I had to guess.
Yeah.
Hold on, there's a good graphic for the time released between the Animal Crossing games, if that's interesting to you. So
Yes.
between GameCube and Wild World for the DS, it was 3 years and 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Between Wild World and City Folk on the Wii, it was 2 years and 11 months, so about 3 years. Between City Folk and New Leaf for the 3DS, it was 3 years and 11 months, so about 4 years. And then between New Leaf and New Horizons, it was 7 years and 4 months. So it's usually about 3 to 4 years for Animal Crossing. 7 years was the longest drought. You could say maybe that was because of the Wii U, maybe.
Good. Especially if you're not counting the Wii U did get Animal Crossing content.
Mm-hmm.
And we also got Happy Home Designer. I'm not sure if that's being counted. Yeah.
So it has been 5 years. It is around the time that we would be getting another one within the next year or two.
I would think that they have one in the chamber just waiting.
I don't know about the chamber. My only question is, when did development for Horizon stop? Because did they keep supporting with like new content and stuff for a little while?
The 2.0 update, let me see when that came out. Because the 2.0 update was like the last big update, like the last final update.
Because that's like when your counter would start, like your timer. So I don't think they've been working on one for 5 years. They've probably been working on one for like 2 years.
It came out November 2021.
So they're probably another year or two away, which is why I think you tease it now, maybe perhaps for next year.
It's still almost 4 years ago.
Yeah. But we'll
And
find
then
out.
there was like the DLC stuff.
I feel very confident, like almost 100% confident we'll get one within 2 years.
Yeah.
Like 2 years feels like the max you can go. It's like 2027. That's got to be like, you got to have a new Animal Crossing out by then, I would think. So, but I kind of feel like if I had to guess right now, and I'm just pulling out of a hat, I could see this being like the big fall game for 2026.
I would take that. I would hope it's sooner, but I would take that.
Good fall game to have.
It is.
You get out of the blocks, you get Mario Kart and Mario and stuff out now. You kind of reload, you come back, you start marketing Animal Crossing as the big fall game.
You know, it's actually not a good fall game because there's not as many things to do in the game in winter. Like there are things to do, but like
It's interesting.
there's
I didn't
not
even
as
think
many
about that.
there's not as many bugs. There's not.
Yeah, I didn't even take that into consideration. So maybe like a summer game.
Yeah.
I just meant like the big game for the year.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I can tell you when each one came out. Actually, the original game came out in April. Wild World came out. Oh, they actually historically come out in November. Wild World came out in November. City Folk came out in November. New Leaf came out in November in Japan, but June in North America. And then March. So
in my head, I'm thinking, let's say this thing comes out in June. We get through the spring, like a fall next year. That essentially gives them 18 months from announcement to release. And
it also depends on what they do with Splatoon.
Good point. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I do expect Splatoon to show up in a major way.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just hope they don't count out how popular Animal Crossing is.
That's why I think sooner than later, because the last one was so popular. They're going to go back to that well.
I just read John 32's quote.
Waiting for the next pandemic, Jesus. People think that like Animal Crossing wasn't popular until New Horizons, but like they're wrong. New Leaf sold 13 million copies. Wild World sold 11 million.
But Horizon sold like 50 million.
It did, but like if you're counting a franchise to be successful with like 5 million, they've done double that twice.
Sure. Yeah, no, I just think of all the things for them to be thinking about sequels, Animal Crossing's got to be very high on that list.
That's what
I
I
agree.
mean.
Yeah.
Very high.
Very high.
I think it's one of their big four.
Yep, it reaches new players. It's going to sell systems. It's going to expand the install base. You don't want to wait 5 years to do that. You want to get that out soon. So they're going to have Mario Kart, Mario, Pokemon, Animal Crossing. Like that shit's going to come sooner. Within the first 3 years of the system, that's going to drive your install base.
Because people will immediately buy Switches for it.
And once you run out of those, now you have to be more creative on how to sell new systems. Yes. So I would expect those franchises to be teased and shown and delivered sooner rather than later.
Yes, you get to 100 mil with Animal Crossing.
Correct.
Not Metroid.
Correct.
And I like Metroid.
Not Fire Emblem.
Not Fire.
Yeah.
Not Kirby.
I think
not Luigi's Mansion.
Nintendo's big four. We're not including Pokemon because that's second party. Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, and Animal Crossing are like their big four.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're going to have a new Zelda game in the first 3 years.
I don't think we will.
I don't think we are. It doesn't line up because they pulled that. The time to do that would have been to launch the new System with Tears, and they didn't pull that card. So, yeah. So that's why I think
Animal Crossing and Splatoon. I'm sorry, Mario and Splatoon in year one, and then Zelda and Animal Crossing in year two.
Good. Because he's Zelda in year 3. It depends on what they want to do with remasters and remakes and whatnot.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know what the Zelda team's doing. But if the next mainline Zelda game is at least 2027 at the earliest, right?
I would think so.
At the earliest. It could be 20. It could be later. It could be significantly later than that.
I would drop a remake next year.
I think they will. You know, I think
remaster.
I think we're getting a couple of those. I would imagine, and they may have another spin-off game, right? Like they could have another like new game, like a Warriors game or something. They could have a 2D game, but I'd imagine we're looking down the barrel of some sort of Breath of the Wild Tears remake, remaster, something or another, and then maybe like a Link Between Worlds or something. Like they're going to pull out of like maybe the Ages or a Minish Cap. They're going to pull one of those, do something with it to buy them time to get to the next mainline game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agreed. Ouch. Yarden asks, since this is probably the last show before the Switch 2 Direct, talk some trash about the Switch. What did it do wrong? Oh, I'm ready. already. Not enough games use the touchscreen. Why is something like Advance Wars not having touchscreen compatibility? Come on. It's like there's no excuse. It's a first party game.
Good
Why?
point.
Why would you do that?
Consistency with amiibos. More of them. It's things that we want. Just keep
Amiibo's a really good one.
yeah, keep bringing those things out. It feels like something that was working, and then it just stopped. It's like
It just died.
It just died out. Like,
They
no.
just stopped having any sort of creative involvement in Amiibos at all.
Yeah. They stopped making their products with Nintendonium. What's up with the Joy-Con? Why did they suck? Why did they break? Why did they drift? Why?
We know why.
No, I don't care
Why didn't they fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're like, why did they differ? Like, we know the answer to that.
No, I know, but why was it like that? Why?
Sure.
Why didn't they the quality control compared to their previous consoles was garbage.
Facts.
It all started when they got rid of that sticker that you used to put on every game.
Also, timestamp this part of the show because there's so many people that tell me like, "Oh, you have a Nintendo podcast, like you're a fanboy, like you're not going to talk shit about Nintendo."
I like this
No,
voice.
I routinely talk shit about Nintendo.
They talk like that? You have a Nintendo podcast.
Exactly what they sound like. So I have plenty to complain about Nintendo.
I think Amiibo is a really good one, Delvin. I really like that answer. I loved Amiibo. We had Amiibo Tap and NES Remix and Mario Maker, like the creative things we were doing with Amiibo. And then you forecast that to Switch 2 with Smash Ultimate. And we're like, oh my God, this is going to take over. And it completely fell off a cliff. Like the last great Amiibo thing they did in game was Breath of the Wild. We never really did anything with them. Like in Splatoon, they're like, you could save your loadout. But to even do that, you've got to keep going back to that thing and keep flashing over it. Like, no. Yeah, Amiibo, they dropped the ball with Amiibo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, John, it's what white men sound like. It really is.
Damn.
Yeah, white man Donnie.
I'm catching strays. I didn't even do anything.
Furthermore, where was my like home apps like Netflix and like Disney Plus and like all the other ones?
That's hilarious. I almost feel like, oh man, I hope I'm not getting confused with somebody else. I feel like I've brought this up before, and Rebecca was like, "Nobody needs that. It's on your phone."
Not me.
Okay,
not me.
Maybe it's
I
Caroline.
want it. I want it.
Yeah, because I brought that up a
I don't want to watch
lot.
it on my phone. I want to play on my phone while I watch something, and I've been using my Xbox for my apps.
I agree. Put all that stuff in one spot, so I don't have to leave my consoles. The more you have there, the better.
I think now, again, moving forward, if you have more RAM and stuff, I think it shouldn't be a technical issue to stream. But also, like, if you're trying to attract younger kids, these are things that you assume would be there. And I do think that maybe some of that stuff matters. So I could see some of that stuff come on more entertainment apps would be good.
Basic white and basic black.
That's what
Where's the
Rebecca,
rest
she's
of my
taking
themes?
shots at all those people, all you basic whites and basic blacks out there in her
Where's-
comments.
Where's my
basic black.
themes?
My bad.
Why would you have this as an option and not just light mode, dark mode? Why is there a whole section for themes when it's just those?
I have lived most of my life.
At least give me
basic
other
black.
colors, even if you're not going to make it interesting. Just give me like blue.
Basic Dominican.
Basic Haitian, basic Mexican, basic Canadian. Dude, could you imagine if we did colors, but we did it in races? Basic Canadians, like pure white, and then you just keep going.
Trouble Wednesday.
It's like the Family Guy difficulty thing. Like
Yes.
oh. The eShop is the greatest failure of the Switch.
The eShop sucks.
Yeah,
It's not like just that it does suck. You're right. It sucks.
it does.
But the fact that it sucks for a lot of reasons. The fact that like there's so much mobile junk on it, so much trash, so many
It's
like
terrible.
clones and copies of games that's getting all the news lately. But also, if you ever tried to re-download a game 5 years into your Switch owning, like you got to go in there, click your account, and then scroll through a whole damn list of everything you've
30
ever bought.
minutes.
Like you can't search or filter or break down. Like it is a nightmare to navigate and manage. So the eShop feels like it needs an overhaul to a significant degree.
Can somebody tell me why the charging port on the bottom, when the kickstand, you can't have the kickstand up like this?
Yeah,
and
I can
also
tell
be
you.
Charging your Switch.
Because they
Why?
wanted to sell you one of those little plastic stands.
Bad design.
Yeah.
No, it's bad design.
Well, they're fixing that.
Yeah, they are, but that wasn't the question. Yarden wanted to know what was trash about this.
Yeah, you're right. Facts.
And
Yeah,
it's
it's trash.
trash. That's bad design.
This
How
is
about the
your
lack?
fault, Yarden.
The lack of a Pro Joy-Con from Nintendo.
Oh, that is a big one for me too.
For like
Lack
5
what?
years, we've had Pro style big Joy-Con. We had the split pad Pros, and then every other third-party manufacturer's made a better Joy-Con but Nintendo.
Yes, it annoys me greatly.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Wait, furthermore, the fact that cloud saves is tied to online. Number one, it didn't even come right away. 2, it costs money that you have to have cloud saves. And 3, not even all games are compatible with it. So like things like Pokemon and
The
Animal
not
Crossing.
games being compatible with it, I'm with you. I wasn't with you on anything until then. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It's kind of bullshit that Pokemon games are like, yeah, we're just not doing that. It's like, no, you're a first party game. So like you need
should
to
do
support the fucking system.
Well, especially since you are paying for it. And
Yeah, it's an exclusive fucking game, Pokemon Company. Get it together. All exclusive games should support all of the system's features, period. That's like full nonstop. You know, looking at you, Animal Crossing, the fuck were you on? To fucking creating island system transfer tools and shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? That was kind of nonsense. My biggest one is the eShop.
eShop sucks.
Yeah. I think we had some great ones, but coming off the 3DS, I still had bigger expectations for like more themed Joy-Con and better special editions than I think the Switch delivered overall.
Mm-hmm.
It's not complete failure, but we could have done a lot more.
Those were my biggest complaints. I'm sure
My biggest complaint is Sports Story.
Yeah.
Sports Story and Snake Pass. You fucking games.
Snake Pass, you will never let that go.
I hated that game so much.
Yeah, the wish list. Thank you, G-Man. Why can't, number one, there's 2 things that I have problems with in that regard. Number one, if I wish list a game and then buy it, it doesn't disappear from the wish list.
Facts.
I'll still remove it.
Facts.
Which takes
Yep.
like a whole minute of my life. And then why can't I check out multiple games at once like I can on Steam?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I like put like 5 games into my cart for my wish list and
Again,
then
the
check them
eShop
all
is
out?
just the eShop overall
and
is just broken.
furthermore, why can't I gift games to my friends? Why can't I gift
Furthermore,
somebody who's
Your
on my
Honor.
wish list?
See my previous email.
Yes.
My 8th furthermore in this conversation.
Yes.
If I know Donnie really wants a game and he's on my friends list, why can't I gift it to him?
Because I don't want 19 people sending me sports story.
You can turn it off. You could say, I do not want to receive gifts from friends.
It can be used against us. It can be used for evil. We have a
And it
new
has
question
been.
from Riley King. Will we see ARMS 2 at the Direct? I fucking hope so.
Let's go, baby.
Let's
Legs.
go. Day 1 purchase.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I'm not buying
Yes.
a Switch 2 if that's
Justice for ARMS 2. The
Nope.
game is great.
Legs, baby. Let's
It
go.
was so good.
All the original characters' arms have been cut off, so they have to use their
God.
fucking legs.
It was a tragic car accident.
Help.
Knees.
Oh my
Man,
God.
could you imagine Switch 2? You get the Switch thing, and then that music just comes. Oh, like, yes!
Yeah, I'm gonna. If that happens, I'm walking off my job. Look. Sorry, we're busy. I gotta go talk about some legs, baby.
I
You
gotta,
can,
I
like,
gotta.
make the show, Delvin, if
I have-
if that pops up.
Delvin just crashes the thing. I heard they announced ARMS. I'm here. Where do I pre-order? Happy birthday to me. Best birthday ever.
Jesus. It's scary. Okay. Sleepy Gamer asks us. We're on question 13, by the way, of 18. What are a few games that you have had the possibility to play and haven't, but would be tempted on the Switch 2? I don't think this having it on the Switch 2 would make me any more tempted.
Yeah. No.
Like, if I wanted to play it, I played it. I didn't wait because of...
Well, I mean, I've got the ones that I'm waiting on, like Atelier Yumiya and Sonic Generations. Like,
Okay.
I'm waiting for better hardware to play those.
And that's your answer.
Yep.
I
tell you,
I guess.
Yeah. For you, that's a great answer.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
There are some games I didn't buy on Switch that I might buy on Switch too, like some of the Wolfenstein games, because I know they're not very good on Switch. But if on Switch 2, I would probably buy them.
Yeah.
I've already played them, but I would buy them on Switch 2.
I don't have an answer for anything like that. Sorry, Sleepy
Good
Gamer.
answer.
Jules asks, following on Yarden's negativity, what do you think was the worst game you played on Switch? Donnie, this one's for you.
Snake Pass. It's not the worst. Not the worst game.
Oh, I have a worse.
Not the worst game.
Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Deadly Premonition 2.
WWE 2K. What year that was? The first year? Was it 22?
I think it's 21.
21? That shit was awful.
I wish I could go back in time and not play Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I wish I could just pretend that it was, that people loved Gen 4. Because I didn't really play Gen 4 to its completion back in the day. I only played, part of it. And, I heard, so many people were like, this is my childhood. I love this game. It's so great.
We're still getting questions. Jack,
and I wish,
a question.
I wish that I could just, believe that. Because the remake made me hate the whole thing. Because it was so bad.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land at 60 FPS would be dope. I would replay that.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I would play that game for the first time.
Really good game. Really good game.
I haven't played that. Crawler asks us if the Switch 2 has the capability to have Switch 1 games run faster and look better, which game should be featured on April 2nd to really sell that feature? My pick is Pokemon Scarlet Violet.
Again, that's a great pick on face value, but for that game to be what you want it to be, it needs to be patched, not just backwards compatible.
And I also think that they don't really care to sell more copies of Scarlet Violet. I think that they are just going to move forward with Pokemon.
Like that game, the system isn't holding that game back.
Yeah.
Game Freak is holding that game back.
Yeah.
The game to show to me, at least, would be Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
You'd want to do something that has a major appeal.
Yeah.
For sure.
Look, here's how Breath of the Wild runs on Switch 2.
Yeah, it's got to be something evergreen like that. And Zelda, I think, is evergreen.
Yeah, I agree. And Pokemon could be. If they wanted to patch it and really doll it up and stuff, you could make a significant, this is how much better Switch 2 is point with that game. Yeah. But to Rebecca's point, I just don't think they want to use that game to do that with.
No.
The correct game to use for that in terms of Pokemon is Detective Pikachu.
Facts.
Look how crispy Pikachu looks in HD.
I do think Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild, for one, I think it's twofold. I think it's seminal to the whole system, right? It's an important special game to people, and I also think if you could show that thing running with no load times and say it tells a story. This is how much better this system is.
Might sell more copies of the game.
It definitely will.
Of the original game. It is. Just buy that for Switch 2.
I think, for me, those sorts of things, I would like to see those sorts of things applied to Bayonetta's, Age of Calamities. Mm-hmm. There's several games that, performance.
I think you want to see that, but are they going to show, would you see them showing that during the April 2nd Direct?
Nope. I
think they would show Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. That's what it would be.
Again, because it tells
Because I feel like that's synonymous with the Switch.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so many people played it, and they played it for so long that they're all aware of its shortcomings. And you just showing Link running through, running to the Deku tree.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing, and it's running great. That's it. That's all you needed to show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you show like from load screen to running out that plateau, and it's a second instead of 38 seconds, Or
And that's
you know
kinda-
what?
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
Oh, I wish.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Could you imagine if they were like, we have a new Animal Crossing in development, but while you wait on Switch 2, here's how fast it loads. And you just go from start screen to Animal Crossing in 2
And
seconds.
then just like a couple quality of life things, like you can do bulk
that is not
crafting.
nothing.
Yeah.
There is something to that for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm,
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a direct announcement or like a after launch YouTube video, but that's something.
And then do you remember like the very first trailer that we got for the Switch? Like one of the selling points was they were showing how fast he went from like docked mode to handheld and vice versa. Like I'm playing it here, docked it's suddenly on my TV. I truly did not believe that it was that instantaneous. I
don't
thought
think
like,
anybody
oh,
did.
like, that's, they just want to show that it does that. Like it'll still take like 10 seconds to like get the signal or something. If they show me something where I don't believe that's how fast the game goes, from title screen to you're playing, like you're making me not believe it. Like that's what would be really impressive.
That's going to be the next gen feature, I think, for you in a major way, is that the memory bandwidth for Switch 2 and the SSD is going to be like a lightning difference compared to the Switch.
Yeah.
You're going to feel like the Switch 1 is in the
I hope
olden
so.
times.
I hope
you will.
so.
You will.
That it's like painfully slow to wait for it. Like that's just like where it's at right now. Like that would be really truly future for me.
I wonder if I don't think so, but I'm not included into the Animal Crossing stuff like you. I wonder if they could like feature like an Animal Crossing like update of some kind. Like having some sort of new content or new thing that they could
To
just
hold
kind of
you over.
but yeah, to hold you over and to maybe market around like, here's how much better Animal Crossing is on Switch 2. I could see something like that for sure. Like a little event to like give people a reason to try it.
I
'cause
think they could by adding the Nintendo items from New Leaf, maybe, those the ones that are missing. And
'Cause
like
it's one of those
showing, like,
things-
how because a lot of the islands that have like way too many items on them that like it does like kind of chug and like that they load in, pop in kind of things.
I wonder, because the idea in my head, the idea is you want people to try it for themselves. So you give them a reason to try it, and then they realize because they've tried it how much friction has been removed from them playing Animal Crossing, and all of a sudden you could just have people playing Animal Crossing again. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I have to wait 3 minutes to play the game every time? Holy
Yeah.
crap, I'm going to play Animal Crossing again.
Mhm.
Like, could
That
they
would-
have like some sort of little expansion or a little new gimmick they add to the game and they're saving for this? I don't think that's out of the question.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be amazing. And that would really help like the wait for the next Animal Crossing game because I know we're going to have to wait.
Yeah, especially if it's further out than you think.
Yeah.
Then you would want to do something like that. That would make more sense.
Jay asks us, the first game I buy with a new system are some of my most memorable games. What are some of your
Nice.
favorite first games you got with a new console? Not necessarily launch games if you didn't get the console at launch.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, he's right. Like Breath of the Wild, like it's synonymous with the Switch. Like you think of
It
it.
is the whole thing. Yep.
You
Think
you
of
think
the
of
hands
Wii
it is.
Sports says it's the Wii.
The Wii, Nintendo Land.
Yep. Nintendo
Mm-hmm.
Land. Nintendo Land's a great one. That's definitely, I think, my answer for the Wii U. I associate that with like getting the Wii U.
Same. My 3DS was for Fire Emblem Awakening. So I always think of Fire Emblem Awakening when I think of the 3DS.
Ooh, it wasn't at launch for the 3DS, but I
Yep.
got Pokemon X and Y on release date. Not like on the Pokemon's release date. I got my 3DS on Pokemon's release date.
I think Awakening was year 2 or 3 of the 3DS because it was already the XL model had already come out. It was already on the revision. But I didn't get any of that. I didn't even pay attention to 3DS until Awakening.
Yeah,
A lot of people got Mario Odyssey when they got their Switch.
that's one. That's the one I think of. Mario Odyssey. That was the one I really got into and started playing for that year. Mario Odyssey.
If the Switch 2 can really do 4K, I think Mario Odyssey could be a really great game to show that off.
Unless they have a new Mario that they
Sure.
want to advertise.
Still, I'm just
instead.
backwards compatibility
Yeah.
type things. Mario Odyssey in 4K could look really nice.
Ooh, that'd be great.
Yeah, like that's a really
It
good
would
one.
look good. With like the textures on his hat and stuff. Ugh.
Yeah,
Cappy, baby.
Cappy. Yeah, that's good. Jay also wants to point out Dollar General has 10% off at GameStop. 10% off GameStop gift cards if you want to be prepared for the Switch.
Oh, GameStop's not gonna be around there.
They're 10% off because GameStop is closing.
They're going out of business.
Yeah, Jay, I think if you bought those, you need to go spend them like today.
Yeah.
Instantly. I do think it'll be around through the Switch 2 launch. How long after that, I can't commit to.
Go now, Jay. Go now.
But the
There's
Switch
a
2
reason
does
why they're
feel like
10% off.
the Switch 2 feels like it could be GameStop's last gasp.
Yeah.
Gamer Guy Lou says, pick one of your favorite Nintendo games. You can add one thing to make it better. What is it? That's a very open-ended question.
Yeah, I don't really know how to tackle it.
Okay, I'm gonna have a little fun with it, and this is gonna be weird, but I think so. Mario 3 add the ability to switch characters like Mario 2.
Okay, that'd be good. And as you said it, my age-old answer that I have said for years and years has just come back to me. Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I want to fish and be able to go underwater and sail. Ever since that game has ever come out, I've only wanted to do one thing, and it won't let us do it. I need my iron boots back. I need a fishing rod, and I need a boat.
Yeah,
that is the only thing that game won't let you do. You do everything else.
That is a good one. My answer is also Breath of the Wild, except my answer is different. It is I want you to get rid of the stupid divine beasts and put just give me 4 traditional style dungeons in the game.
Yeah.
More traditional than the ones in Tears of the Kingdom. Like just the ones that are in like Twilight Princess. Give me Twilight Princess level dungeons and
best dungeons.
That makes it the best game of all time for me.
Okay.
We definitely got to be getting one of those Wind Waker Twilight ports. They've got to be coming over.
I would think so.
This is not like you're running out of things to do with the Zelda game. Like they want to have more Zeldas to sell, and where they are, like they've got to have some content coming out soon. You'd think that'd be easy content. I also think is it like Twilight Princess's anniversary or something's coming soon? Like you'd think you'd want to do something with one of those.
Yeah, I would think so. I hope so. I think they will.
Especially
it'll just be one though.
If this is the 4K system or whatever, like those games already HDified would be very good showcases for what this could be.
Yeah.
Wind Waker in 4K could look amazing. You know.
It would look so good.
XPS, can you use your GameStop gift cards in that weed store?
He says one of his GameStops turned
if you
into
can.
a store. That's funny.
Let me know which one. I have a lot of GameStop credit I am looking to unload.
Oh my gosh. Jack messaged you and said, will the Switch 2 have a pack-in game? I miss those days of pack-in games.
That is a good question.
That is a good question.
Even the PS5 had Astro's Playroom.
Sure. Yeah. It doesn't feel like it because Nintendo hasn't done that in some time. Yeah. But if the price is an issue for tariffs or any other reason, one way to easily raise the price is to put something in the box that makes you think it's worth it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even have to be something good. What if they put a voucher in for like a Switch 1 game, or like you could just put stuff in there to help you raise the price a little.
Yeah. Here is snipper clips, baby.
Don't laugh at it.
Hey,
what if they had? I know they won't. So I'm not saying this. I'm just saying this to throw it out there for a conversation. But when you bought the PlayStation 5 and you were a PlayStation Plus subscription, you had like the instant game library, right? Where you could go and download like 10, 20 games or whatever.
Yep.
Nintendo could do something like that. The digital Nintendo, what did they call the ambassador program? The Switch 2 ambassadors program, where we've got 5 Switch 1 games you can get for free. You know, like
big.
You could easily do something like that and throw $50 on top of that box and call it a day. Like very easily could do something like that. So I won't rule it out. I think a more 1-2 Switch mini game something or another.
I think the fact that it could be a higher price is incentive to do that, and just the fact that like I think it needs to be different enough than the Switch. Like people need a reason to get it sooner. You know that there's going to be some kind of incentive. Why should I get this when a lot of these games are going to come to both? Yeah,
could be gimmicks. They could have a mouse game. You know, Mario Paint, you know, Nat Attack, something.
If I had to bet money, I would say there's not going to be a pack-in game because they don't have to. But I think it would be really wonderful.
A Mario Paint would be a good idea. Like, here's the way you can use your new Switch mouse.
Some little demo, something,
like
you know, not
demo,
not a big something, some little proof of concept.
But don't forget the equivalent for the Switch 1 was 1-2 Switch, and that was like the stupid little thing that they were selling for $60.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yes.
Do you think they realized that was a mistake, or do you think
could you sell Mario Paint for $60?
No.
I don't think you could.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so like I'm thinking like a little, it's almost like you wouldn't even call it like a game. It's like a little app, like a little mobile game to let you just try out the mice function by yourself.
But that's what 1-2 Switch felt like. It felt like a stupid little thing for
I could see a
Joy-Con.
mouse game. I could see a little mouse game.
Yeah.
If they really want to make this mouse thing a thing, I could see a little mouse game.
Yeah.
The question is, do they really want it to be a thing, or is that just going to be like a thing they use once every 4 years?
The latter. Once every 4 years.
Probably.
There's 2 games that use it.
Yeah, that might be more accurate.
Yeah.
Like the light gun.
And third-party games have the choice of, developing a feature for, that use it, but nobody will.
They're like, we're not doing that.
Nobody will.
Absolutely not.
All right, we end with Gags having us make some predictions. For the big Switch 2 Blowout Direct, predict 3 things. Big holiday game from Nintendo that they tease. The holy crap, they can't believe they have this, their third-party game. And the release date. Let's tackle the first one first. Big holiday game that they tease.
I can't see says Nat Attack 99. I love it. I love it. That's great.
That is good.
I think the big holiday game's a Mario game.
I was going to say the same thing.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think that's
Mario
the game.
Odyssey
I think
2.
it comes out this fall.
I hope
Let's
so.
give it that.
I don't think it's Mario Odyssey.
It'll be like something.
I think it's something completely new.
I hope so. That would be
happy
my
to be wrong.
wish.
Mario's Expedition.
I'm happy to be wrong, but yeah. How about this? What's another Switch game? Because it's not just going to have one fall game. What's the second one?
Pokemon Legends Ah.
That probably is correct. Yeah. All right, Delvin, you and I, let's give a non-Pokemon answer. Because that probably is the answer.
Metroid Prime 4.
I think it's a launch game.
You think it's a launch game?
And if not launch day, like soon. I think it's like
window?
First 2 months. I think that game comes out very close. I think it's a launch game. Yeah, I do. If anything, I could see that being the launch game and Mario Kart 9 coming out 2 months later or something like that.
Ooh.
I think you launch with Mario Kart 9.
Yeah. That's a much safer launch game than Metroid, let's be real.
Fire Emblem feels possible, but I think they would hold it for like the spring. Luigi's Mansion would be too soon and too close to Mario. Same for Donkey Kong. And Pokemon is a really good fit. It just kind of fits in right next to it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'll just say I don't know, Zelda remaster. Because I don't know. I think, Yeah, Pokemon and Mario. That pretty much covers your bases.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're good.
The holy crap! Can't believe they have this third-party game.
I
don't
think
know.
it's Cyberpunk.
That's what I was gonna say.
Cyberpunk or Elden Ring.
But to
Elden
me,
Ring feels like the one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more like a holy crap, like a third party, that you wouldn't expect to come over on it because
Like not a port?
no, like something that's like a first party for either PlayStation or
Halo.
Xbox, like a
Gears.
Halo or
Gears.
yeah.
I could see it.
Gears.
I mean,
Something like where it's like if you told yourself 10 years ago that this game would be on a Nintendo console, you would never believe it.
No one got luck. It's gonna be fucking Flight Sim.
I don't think it's be Flight Sim. I don't know if Flight
It
Sim can
literally
run on a
can't be.
portable. Just because we're here talking about Xbox, can I throw a couple things at you? It's not this game, but I have a couple things I've thought about. There's an Oblivion remaster out there that's supposed to be shadow announced or shadow dropped soon.
Really soon.
Could that be in the direct? Does that move the needle at all?
Maybe.
I don't know if that moves the needle.
Probably not. I would say probably not.
But it's like very like 1-to-1 touching that Skyrim thing that we did in the first trailer.
Yeah.
It's like you just replace it with the first Skyrim, like Oblivion is right here. The other thing I was thinking about is Doom. We have Doom the Dark Ages is a brand new game. Is it too soon to announce that for Switch? Do they have to like port it? Or could they have been including that in the mix the whole time and it's a launching day one on Switch Doom?
When does
That would be
Doom come
crazy.
out?
It's the summer, I think. Right? Or the May?
That would be crazy if it came out day one. I don't really know if that will happen.
Let me look it up right now.
May 13th.
You know what? That could be a Switch 2 launch game.
And that would be a very impressive, showy thing to throw in there from a party developer that wants to support Switch with Xbox, that has a history with Switch, Doom, and all the other games. I just don't know if it needs time to be ported and it comes later. But I expect Doom will come to Switch 2 at some point.
Yeah. I think I can see it coming launch day. Oh, here's Doom.
I think it'll come later.
I kind of agree with you, Rebecca. Yeah, so I think like Cyberpunk, Elden Ring are those games that people are like, I can't believe it's on a Switch. But I think they're going to be there, and I can believe they're on a Switch.
Cyberpunk would be the one that would shock people. People be hyped for like, oh, if it looks good, people be hyped.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like I'm with you. So the answers I'm going to give you, Rebecca, that I think fit your criteria, I'm going to give you a couple.
Okay.
College football or Madden,
Which I
Call of Duty or Battlefield.
Call of Duty or Battlefield.
I think the idea of EA showing up like in a major way is kind of that I can't believe this is happening on Switch 2 thing.
Yeah.
Because they've just been MIA for a decade. And I think that'd be very important for them to show up and be like, no. We know we skipped Switch 1. The brand, like Battlefield, the new Battlefield launches day one on Switch 2. That's a huge announcement for Switch, for the ecosystem, for what the promise of Switch 2 could be.
Yeah. I agree with that. Anything else?
Hellblade 2?
That'd be cool.
I don't know if that moves the needle for anybody.
I
don't
think
think it moves the
that's
needle.
I don't think that's a holy crap.
Yeah, that's like a direct announcement, like down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Finally, I think we already made our predictions for the release date. I
We
think
did.
me and Delvin said June 13th or 20th.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to May now. Have you seen that percolating?
I saw June get doubled down on.
Something came out in the recent weeks that has people thinking May all of a sudden. I don't know what it is, but that's been kind of a new thing. Of people are thinking May.
I think that's too soon.
What is that? What is that Xbox cartoony rhythm game?
Wow.
The one that got
Rush?
closed down. Hi-Fi Rush. Could Hi-Fi Rush 2 be announced?
No.
Does that do anything for you?
No.
I think it's no. That's like way too soon. They just like literally had to
Okay.
reform and everything. That's too soon.
All right. Yeah, I think I said what, the 27th, Friday.
Yes.
I think it was the 27th. I got late June, some Friday in late June.
So we all think June.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just different levels of June.
Yep.
Okay. We did it. That was all 20 some questions, 20 plus.
We made it.
Wow. We should have said The
And,
Last of Us.
Well, I literally was thinking that. No, I literally was because just different games that are for the most part exclusive to PlayStation or
God of
Xbox.
War.
Steam doesn't count.
Get the snap thing and it's, boy.
You know what? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I mean, yeah, that would be a
That's
holy
what that
crap
actually-
That
moment.
would be.
Yeah.
There's any indication that PlayStation wants to support Switch?
No. Not even a little.
If they did, it would absolutely be Horizon.
Horizon, like I said, Horizon or Spider-Man, I would think would be the ones.
But if they did, it would absolutely, because they did a Lego Horizon.
Yeah.
Oh, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
That's
I think people expect that to be there.
That's
Like they're-
definitely going to be there. I would be shocked.
I
if
think
it's not
that would be a holy crap for a lot of people.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Just because people love that damn thing so much.
there. But that's going to be
That'd-
there.
That's a system seller.
Yeah.
Cool.
We did it, guys.
Lots of questions. Long show. Hopefully that's enough to hold you over for, 11 days?
9 days.
9 days? Yeah, and they're 9 days away. So you just got to give us a couple days after our show, and we'll be back. And
it'll be
you
fine.
can watch the show. Wake up with us. Set your calendars. Come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Twitch, PSVG, YouTube,
Take
PSVG.
off from work. Tweet at
We'll be
Delvin happy
live.
birthday.
Yeah.
I'm going to make
Do like-
some really good coffee that morning. I'm going to wake up early. It's like Christmas morning.
Yep.
Yeah, do like counterpunch.
I
Just set
can't
your alarm
wait.
clock. 3 a.m. Oh
Alarmo.
my God, there's PSVG. Yeah.
Your
yeah.
alarmo.
Set your alarm.
Set your alarmo.
Correct to you.
I saw one of those in GameStop today. I was like, absolutely.
Wait, what if they programmed everybody's alarmos to go off for the Nintendo?
They have a
Direct?
patch update. That'd be great.
Don't
That's
forget,
smart.
guys.
They used to do that with the Wii U gamepad. They'd have announcements and it would
Yeah.
flash at you and you would
Yeah.
open it and be like, we've released a new thing. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next time we see you, we will be jumping up and down for the Switch 2.
I'm really, really hoping we can pre-order that day.
Probably.
Usually once you announce the price, whether Nintendo wants to or not, companies will start taking pre-orders.
Correct.
Unless Nintendo specifically wants to hold pre-orders for a day or a reason. I've seen a lot of people jump on that. I think that idea that I think I heard you say it first, a year ago, Rebecca, of opening up a exclusive window to NSO members.
That would be cool. I would like that.
I've seen a lot of people starting to want that.
Yeah.
I've seen that trending around.
That would make me feel better about getting one.
yeah.
So, yeah, I hope we all get one.
We will. I ain't
Yeah.
scared.
Cool.
All right, that'll do it. See you next time, Koopalings.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?